So, how'd you like the first day of Digital DragCon?
I loved it. Humans are very interesting.
They definitely are. Any favorites?
Everybody. I love wigs, I love makeup, I love the gay lifestyle, and I like drag.
Wow. Did you know there's a day 2?
Yes, I broke into your computer and I saw that.
Okay. Well, you know who the next act is, right? Do you want to introduce them?
Yes. Woof woof. Please welcome to the stage Nicky Doll. Woof.
Oh, 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 oh. Walk, now walk. Walk, now walk. Stroll down the runway, another painting, cover of magazines. And when they see me, they wanna be me. I am the fantasy. 2 garments Chinese, red carpet TV, valet my limousine. Box office sweetie, an Oscar nominee. Now watch me snatch trophies. Cover girl, put the bass in your walk. Head out, let your whole body talk. Cover girl, put the bass in your walk. Head to toe, let your whole body talk. Stroll down the runway, another painting, cover of magazines. And when they see me, they wanna be me. I am the fantasy. 2 garments Chinese, red carpet TV, valet my limousine. Box office sweetie, an Oscar nominee. Now watch me snatch trophies. Cover girl, put the bass in your walk. Head out, let your whole body talk. Cover girl, put the bass in your walk. Head to toe, let your whole body talk. Cover girl, put the bass in your walk. Head out, let your whole body talk. Cover girl, put the bass in your walk. Head to toe, let your whole body talk.
Welcome back to me. Did you enjoy Nicky Doll? She was fantastique. You know how you can support Nicky Doll and all the other queens and performers that will be here this weekend? You can head to la.RuPaul'sDragCon.com. There you can find all the information to support all the performers, all the queens that you're seeing this weekend, and also all the vendors who would have been getting to sell merch, okay? So visit them, give them your moolah, you know, support them, give them love, and, you know, what more can you do? Just love on love on love on love. Also, speaking of love, are you loving Digital DragCon? We got a whole day planned. I suggest that you text 1 billion of your friends right now and tell them to tune in to Digital DragCon Day 2. We'll be here, okay? So let's hit it. Let's go on to the shows.
Hey everybody, hi, it's Cameron. I was so looking forward to my first DragCon ever. But I'm so happy that we could all connect here virtually to celebrate you, my queens. I am such a huge fan, and what you do brings so much happiness and joy to so many people. So get ready to enjoy this next performer, and I cannot wait to see all of you in person soon.
Look at here. Listen up. I'm the one.
Hey girls, my name's Alaska. I got a tiny little question to ask ya. Who's that bitch that's on the top? Oh wait, that's me. Hey pork chop. You're bone naked, the rest is drag, but your face just needs a paper bag. Give me a challenge and I'll crush you all. Changing the game like my name's RuPaul. Line them up, front to back. I'm sending bitches home like a heart attack. Mess with me and you'll wind up in a casket. I'm Dorothy, your Toto. Get in the basket! I'll read you down beneath the ground. Could you hold my purse while I snatch the crown? Legacy, remember my name, cause you're gonna see me hanging in the Hall of Fame.
Been reading. I'm the one. I'm the one. I'm the one. Detox coming at you with a slow burst. I'ma speed it up, I had to shut it down first. Killing bitches so hard, need a pink hearse. I ain't saying I'm the best, but I ain't the worst. You see me shining, I'm trying to take this prime time. I see you whining and crying, take that to lifetime. So epic that is poetic, I spit it on a dime. On Reddit, you look pathetic with that nursery rhyme. You can't stand me? I don't blame you. If Rue's number one, I'm number two. You disagree? Well, that's on you. Eyes on the chalkboard, I spell it out for you. D to the E to the T to the O to the whole D. X. Naomi, Kimberly, these hoes to the crown. Next. Told you, now I read ya. Told you, now I read ya. Now I read ya. You've been read. I'm the one. I'm the one. Katerina Petrovna Zamolodchikova, but you're dead. Just calls me Katya. I'm really scared with the long blonde hair. Always keep him coming back for more. You a basic asshole and it's your time to go. So bitch, let me show you the door. Cause it's me who's getting laid and I'm always getting paid. The only high-class Russian whore. I'm a scorching hot mess in a skin-tight dress. That's a rash, not a herpes sore. Lenin in the streets, Dostoevsky in the sheets. Baby, are you ready for this Cold War? Katya Zamolodchikova. Told you, now I read ya. You've been read. I'm Roxxxy Andrews and I'm here to make it clear. I know you love me, baby. That's why you brought me here. Was a bitch on season 5. I'm gonna make it right. Give me a sewing challenge and I'll give you what you like. I'm full of tricks, baby, just like on Halloween. A room full of monsters and it makes me wanna scream. I have to get us right so you don't waste your time. Not like my comedy, I'm killing on this rhyme. I'm gonna show you what I can do. You're going crazy and seeing to it's not my fault. You can't blame my game. All these other hoes, but they're all the same. Told you, now I read ya. Told you, now I read ya.
Hey everyone, it's me, Aquaria here. For those of you who are late to the party, for those of you who have forgotten, or for those of you who just love to be reminded, I am your winner from RuPaul's Drag Race Season 10, and I am so glad that I at least can pick up a phone and come to you all digitally to celebrate a little sliver of RuPaul's Digital DragCon? Is that what we're calling it? I don't know. It's such a shame we can't all be celebrating in person together, but obviously 1, this is the smartest. 2, I don't think we have a choice. And 3, there's always another time. So thank you so much for continuing to support me and all of the rest of the girls from RuPaul's Drag Race, as well as, if not even more importantly, all of your local entertainers and drag performers, etc., etc., etc. The fans are clearly what make our world go round. So without you all, we would be beautiful, but slightly unfulfilled. I didn't think I was going to get emotional. God. Alright, so, although I can't overcharge you guys for merchandise and photographs right now, it, like, breaks my heart. You can please still support me on all of my social medias, and whenever we get back to performing for you all, come see my show! Any and all information will always be updated on ageofaquaria.com, and I hate to leave you all, but I have french fries cooking in the oven. Bye!
Hey everybody, how are we enjoying the show so far? Pretty good? Sitting in your living room, got some snacky snacks. It's a pretty good time. Can't deny it, right?
Hi everybody, it's me, Divina DeCampo. Look, I know that we can't all be together, but that doesn't mean that we can't have some fun. So I've made a little video for you all to watch, and it's a Drag Race song, the Isolation Edition. Enjoy, look after each other, stay safe, keep washing your hands, keep being sensible, but remember, it's not forever. See you at the end of it. Bye!
Here it is. You know how it goes. I didn't invent the wheel, I just made it better. Hey Alaska, are you ready?
It's a well-trodden path. You've been down it before. A softly spoken intro from a sex hotline whore. A build-up intention, a beat to dance to, a tagline that later be put on a t-shirt all the way through. It's a drag race, paperback face, it's in bad taste. It's a drag race song. All my yes gays on your sad days, sing a catchphrase. It's a drag race song.
Insert seductive nonsense.
I could sing about fashion, show my gibbles and beats. I could belt like Mariah, but I'd rather play with my teeth. Is this what you came for? Paid to hear me lament. Oh, it's cheaper than therapy, but not by much, I bet. No, no.
Cash, PayPal, or Venmo my pussy.
It's a drag race, paperback face. It's in bad taste. It's a drag race song. All my yes gays on your sad days, sing a catchphrase. It's a drag race song. Fierce, slay, walk. I'm in my heels. Fierce, slay, walk. I'm in my heels.
Now here's the part where I sing about some other queens you may have heard of, because I'm a team player.
Rue is the mother, her legs to the sky. Crystal's a stunt queen, and Gothy's said bye. Blue is real shady, Viv is serving the face. Scaredy's just a baby, and I get the distinct impression that Michelle Visage doesn't like me. Oh, why me? It's a drag race, paperback face. It's in bad taste. It's a drag race song. All my yes gays on your sad days, sing a catchphrase. It's a drag race
I'm in my heels.
Hey kitty girls, there's still a chance to win $500 from Manscaped. One lucky winner will win $500 and 3 runner-ups will win Perfect Package 3.0. All you have to do is post your DragCon look and hashtag DCXManscaped. Also, you have to follow Manscaped and DragCon on Instagram. After you've done all that, then head to the Wow Report and tell us a little bit about yourself, okay? Now, I want to see those looks, honey. Good luck.
5 minutes, Jason.
Thank you. Whoopsies, can't go on set looking like that. Looks like Jason found the Manscaped Lawnmower 3.0, complete with a built-in LED light that illuminates your area for more precise trimming.
Rad!
Not a problem. It's waterproof.
Get 20% off plus free shipping when you purchase your Perfect Package 3.0 using the promo code DragCon at manscaped.com.
Folks, are we enjoying the show so far? We good. Next up, we have somebody from our current season, season 12. Also, can we talk about the season 12 girls? They have been turning it out, okay? Turning it out. Show them love, give them love, buy their things, okay? Do all the good things. Next up, we're gonna have a little bit of a message from, like I said, one of our season 12 friends. Let's hear it from Jackie Cox.
Hello, welcome to the QDC, Queer Drag Channel. I'm probably Lisa Rinna. I've had a few of these today, so I'm not quite sure. I am reviewing the merchandise from the cast of Season 12 of RuPaul's Drag Race. Hey, we have the Here for Cox t-shirt. This is for the contestant Jackie Cox. I really like her. We love a shirt. Oh my goodness, it's 100% cotton. Oh, this hand feel, it feels a little bit like sandpaper, but after a few washes, it'll probably be okay. Oh, we love a shirt that's coming and going. We have a back hit. Hashtag Team Jackie. Look at that. Maybe she loves Jackie Gleason. I don't know. Beautiful hot pink color. Perfect. It really goes with my skin tone. We love a hot pink. Can you imagine if it was a cool pink? That would be terrible, but we love a hot pink. Here for Cox. Ooh, and look at this beautiful font work. Look at that. Look at a little retro vibes. We love a retro vibe. We love a hashtag. It is $30 at JackieCoxNYC.com. That's $30. What a steal. What a steal. Harry, I need a refill. Mama needs her juice, Harry. Queer Drag Channel. Next up, Vive la France. We have Nicky Doll's merchandise. Look at this gorgeous t-shirt. She is licking her finger, but look how gorgeous this is. I believe this is also 100% cotton. It is available for $35. If you're in France, this is 32 euros and 35 cents. Are they called cents? I don't know enough about euros. No, what I do know, I love France. They make a lot of red wine. Look at these gorgeous pins. We have this very Jean Paul Gaultier kind of styles here. We have her reveal look and her promo look in pin form. How adorable is that? $15 each. What a steal. Own it. And for all of you Jan fans, look at this. This is the Jan Test Tea. Yeah, talk about words. I'm not very good at them right now, but that helps. That's delicious red wine. This is also, I believe, 100% cotton. Shout out to the cotton industry getting so much love from season 12. Look at this drawing. It looks like a doll. I mean, come on. And look at it goes with my Lisa Rinna duster. You can wear this and just talk in a high-pitched voice and wish that you won the Rusical Challenge of season 12. Own it. Okay, move over, Bethany, because we have the real queen of New York's merchandise here. This is the Brita tee. Look at this, looking like Evita, but like sinking behind her own name. Yes, yes, per the label, this is 10% polyester. I mean, yeah, this wine is just, oh. And what I like about Brita, you know, I'm known for my big lips, but Brita has some big teeth. Although she didn't play Roxxxy in Chicago. Chomp, chomp, chomp. Harry, Harry, I need more wine. Harry, come on. Just leave Delilah Bell and Amelia Gray over there. Bring Mama your wine. Keep it going. Reminds you of the time I got wasted in the Loire Valley. Did Dorit come on that trip? She's very forgettable to me. There is also merchandise from the other girls who are not in New York and didn't bother to send me free samples. First up, we have Aiden. She has her amazing wig, exclamation point tee. That is $30. Look at that wig just popping off her head. Amazing. I want one of those wigs. Own it. Next up, we have Crystal Method. Oh, she's so kooky. And most of her merchandise is sold out. You go, girls. Don't hustle the hustler. But she still has $5 stickers on sale. Probably costs more just to ship the thing. But you can purchase one right now. Look at this. It's gorgeous, holographic, amazing. Own it. And next up, we have Dahlia Sin, who for some reason did not do a broccoli t-shirt. Instead, she's doing this Live a Little, Sin a Lot tee, which is actually my new tagline. Live a little, sin a lot. We also have a good girl who's selling some merch. It's Gigi Good. And look at this tote. Adorable. You can carry it anywhere. It is tote adorbs, says me. We have Heidi N Closet. Oh, we may not love her name, but we do love her soft and supple clack fan. Oh, that is just cooling me off right here. I feel the breeze from that clack fan. For the beauty queen in your life, we have Jada Essence Hall's Essence of Beauty t-shirt that is only $25 and features her signature. Oh, love a signature. My signature is red wine. Mama needs her vitamins with this red wine. Delilah Bell, Amelia Gray. We also have Rock'em Sakura's phone case. It's very glittery, much like me after, I think this is my 6th glass of wine. For Widow Von Du, we have the Yes Bitch She Might Be pin, only $15. Yes Bitch She Might Be. Owning it, Widow, own it. Okay, last but not least, Jackie brought more of her merchandise to me. Look at this t-shirt. It is the I Dream of Jackie premium t-shirt. This is $35 at JackieCoxNYC.com. Look at this amazing print. We have some artwork by Preston Burford. I can't say that name very great, but you know, I can't say much great after all the wine I've been drinking. Look, we have a beautiful genie bottle. Reminds me of the hookah I've been having with Harry when we go out to Ventura Boulevard. Delicious hookah. I mean, they have lots of little flavors. They have jasmine hookah. They got taco flavored hookah. It's California. Anything goes. Not only did Jackie bring us her t-shirts, but she also brought her pins. Wow, that Jackie Cox. Look at this. We have the I Dream of Jackie pin set, which comes with a bottle and Jackie in a puff of smoke. Oh my goodness, she's gonna leave those other girls in a puff of smoke in that drag competition, whatever that's called. We also have 2 additional pins. Look at these, are gorgeous. We have the entrance look pin. I love a pin that's entering, okay? We also have the promo look pin. Come on, promo yourself. And we have red, white, and blue, perfect for the 4th of July. Makes me want a hot dog real bad. Oh, and right now, you can buy any 2 pins from her website. That's JackieCoxNYC.com, and you get a free Magic Carpet Merkin for you. In addition to t-shirts and pins, Jackie Cox has these amazing Jackie sunglasses. They look just like the ones she wore on RuPaul's Drag Race. They are available for $22. Yes, and you can pop out the lenses so they'll look just like she had them on camera. Couldn't afford to go to Lens Crafters. Yeah, and they come in 4 colors. This is Workroom Gray, Confessional Brown. Oh, these names are so fun. We also have Party Pink. Oh, someone's getting the party started. And we have Maroon Swoon. Oh, this is a swoon-worthy color. And actually, it's the same color as my wine. Cheers. Own it. You can own it for $22. JackieCoxNYC.com. for you. Love you, Harry. Own it, baby. And I've always said, but I am here at the QDC, Queer Drag Channel. Thanks, Harry. Love you. Give Delilah Bell a kiss from me and the other one. I'm owning it. I have my wine. This is delicious. Thank you, Harry. Oh my God, Harry's been so good with the girls. He's helping Delilah Bell and Amelia Gray are supermodels now. Mommy is so proud. Yeah, they're doing so good. Delilah Bell's on the cover of Penny Saver this month, and Amelia Gray, I think she just got a contract with Dwayne Reed. She's doing their Luke boutique, the Luke boutique. You know, if they all get it from me, of course, I'm the original model. I'm out of wine again. Harry, I need some more wine. Harry, just give me this. Delicious. What do we got here? Oh, Menage a Trois wine. Oh, very Denise Richards. Denise. Oh, you're so angry.
You may be thinking to yourself right now, is this a video of Dee Snider without makeup on? And you'd be incorrect. You also be incorrect into thinking that this is a video of a butch version of Steven Tyler, because it's me, Laila McQueen. Who else? I just wanted to drop in because DragCon isn't happening this year, and we're all really bummed out about that, but I just wanted to drop in real quick. I'm just hanging out in my loungewear in my drag room, just sewing up and beat-bopping around my, Rubik's Cube of an apartment. But I just wanted to stop in and say, love you guys. I'm sorry that this sucks, but I hope you're all staying inside and washing your hands and being safe so we can all see each other soon. So we can have even more drag cons and even more shows, and so that when we come out from missing all of this interaction, that we all just support and love each other even more. But right now, we just gotta stay away, and I hope everyone's doing the best that they can to stay sane and safe. And it's a shitty time, but you're not alone unless you are, deciding to ignore the issue and you're one of those crazy people. Everyone else is dealing with this, okay? It's affecting everyone, and we're all in it together. So if you need help, don't be afraid to reach out. Don't feel ashamed for being lazy all day. Make little goals for yourself. Accomplish them. Do what's going to make you feel good during a time of instability. Okay? That's really important. Check in on your friends. I hope you're doing well. That's all I had to say. Please don't go too stir crazy. We're all trying our best, and I can't wait to see you soon. But I will say all of your breaths smell so much better virtually. Love you. Miss you. Thank you, guys. Have fun. I don't know. Ah! Layla, out!
Oh, you've caught me doing my beauty regime. My secret beauty regime. A regime I tell no one about. You know what I like to do during my regime? I like to listen to podcasts. Next up, we have a podcast from Craig and Friends, featuring Craig MacNeil and Jake Shears. Wow. Let's go listen.
I dressed up.
I know. I was going to say, I'm very impressed. I like it very much. I think our outfits complement each other rather nicely.
Yes.
And you know what? We might as well use that as the roll into the intro because it gives you a sense of relationship between myself and my guest. I, of course, am Craig MacNeil from Whimsically Volatile, a.k.a. Craig and Friends, live from Lockdown, and Videodrome Discotheque. And who is my guest? Well, you know who my guest is. It's none other than the wonderful, the fabulous, my very dear Jake Shears. Welcome to Digital DragCon, Jake Shears.
Thank you for having me at Digital DragCon, Craig MacNeil. I'm so excited to be here. It's an honor.
Oh, thank you so much. It's an honor to have you on the show. And
coming straight from my dad's office.
That's right.
Or from some room. I mean, it's something. I don't know what it is. It's not particularly an office, but I've turned it into a makeshift music studio. So
yeah, that's right, because you are in none other than Virginia, right?
I'm in Virginia.
That's where you can find me, baby.
Old Virginia.
I know you're working on an album of new Torch songs, which is exciting.
Yes, I'm actually in Bristol, Virginia, which is where my a lot of my family is, and it's the birthplace of country music.
That's right. I remember you telling me about that, and I was surprised because, you know, Nashville often gets the tag, or, you know, Bakersfield, etc. But I forgot that, what is it? Is it the Carter family that's based in Virginia?
The Carter family's got the Carter family fold here, which is a very famous, it's been there forever. It's sort of a juke joint, if you will. I guess, but there's no alcohol allowed, so.
Oh, is it dry? Is it a dry area?
The Carter family fold is a dry establishment.
Oh, okay. That's interesting.
But yeah, all the liquor stores here and stuff are government run, so I don't know what it's a little more strict than New Orleans, where I live most of the time.
Just a tiny little bit. Just a slight, maybe one or two little different things. Yeah, that's right. You were actually in New Orleans when all this popped off, and we were chatting a bunch then, and it seemed like a pretty good idea for you to get out of Dodge at the time, despite your, you know, intense passion and love for New Orleans. And I really wanted to stay. It just wasn't. It wasn't seeming. It just was it was going to be really hard to stay at the time. I've got a neighbor down there, a lovely older man who lives right next to me, and we share a porch and everything. Yeah.
And he had just started chemo. And I really, really felt, just for his health, I was just like, no one needs to be coming in and out of this porch, including myself. I mean, he's, you know, so, that was it was one of my main reasons for exiting my place there. It was just taking care of the people around me too.
Of course. Because none of us really know, you know, what we might bringing to the table. Sadly.
Exactly.
Yeah. And it's a crazy time.
It's a metaphor for life. Sometimes you don't know what you got up all in there.
Yeah, no, actually, it's true. And also how you might affect the thing in general, even if it's a dinner party. You know, so it's good to be mindful of that. And so one of the few things that we can extract from this whole era that we cannot, it's not something we can say silver lining for, because this is too severe of a consequence to say silver lining. It's not just a bad day, but there are things that we can fashion out of the horrible lessons that we might learn during this time, and some good lessons, of course.
Some good lessons like self-awareness and being more conscientious and conscious of others around us. I mean, I think that's a great big one to take away from all this. I mean, I think it's made everyone just more aware of their own actions and more aware of
our interconnectivity as well.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
And in many ways, because, you know, even though that we're isolated physically and everything, being able to embrace the technology that we're using right now to record this has really helped in so many ways. And also, I think that we will be taking these lessons forward with us in terms of how often we talk to family and friends. Oh, we have a visitor. Here? There's a special guest.
Is there a visitor? Hello?
Tell him to come say hi.
I don't know.
Oh, is that the ghost? Is that the ghost? I know the ghost is a little shy.
Is here, or I think my boyfriend might be cooking in the kitchen, and you know.
We're cooking up something.
Cooking up something good.
Isn't he always, though? So that's a wonderful thing. It's a wonderful thing that you're there with your boyfriend, you know? Because to be by yourself in the house, especially a house that's kind of new to you, you know what I mean, would be a little much. And also, you've been kind of all over the world in the last year or two, which is a way of life that you're used to. However, it has sometimes provided you with a bit of stress and rootlessness, right?
Yes. I mean, as a performer and a singer and doing all the kind of stuff that I do as
lady of the world, as we like to say,
a lady of the world, as as so many of the amazing queens that are part of this whole thing. It's like we are hoofing it all the time and going all over the place, and we are travelers, and we are showgirls,
gypsies, tramps, and thieves.
Yeah, and we love what we do.
Exactly.
But sometimes it does get it gets really hard. Sometimes it really wears you down, just because you can end up feeling very baseless. You can end up feeling like, you've got a home somewhere, but it's not like you've seen it for a long time. So it's like home becomes a very abstract concept.
That's true. And then also sometimes relations with friends and family, there's a strange thing. There's almost a cooling effect when you're back and forth, say, from LA, like I was for the last year and a half, 2 years. Wonderful times and a lot of fabulous travel, some of which we were in the same places all around the world, which we'll get into in a second. But what happens is sometimes people are like, oh, hey, you want to come to this thing? And then you sort of like have many more times where you're not in the same place. And so that like sort of frosts over a little bit sometimes, even when that's not the intention, when people do want to stay in touch. But I think that also the relying on technology that we're doing right now, hopefully we can lean on that going forward. So when we're far apart from each other, and I don't just mean you and I, but when all of us are far apart from each other, we can maintain closer contact, at least in a more regular way. For instance, with me, my family, I've been able to, realize that and talk to them more often. Not that there was an issue or something, but, just one day you don't call and then you don't call the next day, so on and so forth, And
that's the thing about being out of town all the time and coming back in and out and people inviting you to things and whatnot. Like, there comes a point where everyone just assumes you're not there.
That's right. That's right. Listen,
and then you come home thinking that everyone's going to be so excited to see you and to do lots of fun things, and it's just like a dry riverbed of a social life sometimes when you return. So
I know, and then you're like sat alone going like, what's going on? No one's calling. And then you reach out to someone and they're like, hey, like to me, oh, are you still in London? I was like, no, I'm at home for like 2 months, but like, thank you for checking on me, and all of that. And it's funny,
people just end up assuming that you're gone. So you've really got to like, it does take, you've got to be proactive with it. And I think that this whole moment now, it is awesome that people are calling each other again, and I think that's very important.
Yeah. And the Zoom chats and all that, the group chats and everything. Yeah.
I think in general, people should just call each other a little bit more. I think that, also phone conversations have been, I feel like now to make a phone call, people expect it to go on for a really long time.
That's true.
And sometimes it's good. And I think that that's maybe why texting, has kind of become the preferred,
mode of communication. Yeah,
exactly. And I think that sometimes it's fun to just have sometimes you and I will just have a quick little, hey, sometimes we'll have a really long one, but sometimes we'll just, have a little laugh and whatnot. I think it's good to just bug people.
You know what? It really is.
Because call them up and be like, hey, just make them laugh.
Yeah, it's me.
I think that's something that we should maybe try to adapt from this moment, because I think that's really kind of gone the way of the dodo a bit. And I do think it's important to just check in for those little seconds and just say hi, share a little story.
I think you're right. Yeah. Because
it's so much more gets
connected. It's an immediate, when you hear the voice and you make a little joke, or even if you're sad or something like that. Like, for instance, I had a moment this morning where we were going to be taping this earlier in the day, and I've been trying to be pretty even keel with the moods, but of course, like I've been saying on all the episodes of Lockdown and others, we're going to be going through moods during this time that sometimes we won't recognize. And sometimes there will be conflation of moods that, or a mixture of moods that we've never really gone through. And I happen to have a really bad panic attack last night. That
oh my God, yeah.
That lasted into the morning. You know those really special ones that you're like, most of the time you're like, if I can go to sleep, I'm in the clear. No. The anxiety just went into the dream. Had a fantastically bad dream about like losing some. Who needs to get into it? I don't need to relive it. But I woke up into like wrenching sobs, and then you're like, oh dear.
Oh man.
But we were able to push it back and everything. But I talked to my friend Jen, and it was so touching and wonderful. And and it's one of those things where it's like, you lose the logic that you can apply to everyone else, and we're all vulnerable to these things. And so I also want to say to everyone watching this, our dear friends here, I want to say that we know and we feel these same things, and we want you to do what I did, which is hard for me to do, to reach out when I'm in that way, because I like to try to cheer people up. I want to see how people are doing, and I'm always happy to talk to people when they're in a low state, but it can be hard for me sometimes to do that. And so it can be hard, but you should do it.
And so you reached out last night?
Yes, I did. Well, actually this morning, because it was like in the middle of it was that special hour, when you get that thing happening at like 3 in the morning, because you were going to go to bed at midnight. And I had a great day yesterday, taped a bunch of stuff for Digital DragCon, and it was one of those crazy roller coaster days too, which makes it even I guess more confusing, because like if you have a week of a fugue state, it's kind of like, okay, well, this is not great. Hope I don't wake up into day 5 of this, but I kind of know what's happening. I think the up and down nature, and I've been saying this a lot, like the seesaw right now for everyone is going like that instead of just like a casual, easy way. And it's something that most of us, even those of us experienced in the art of depression, aren't really that used to. So I want everyone to remember you should be kind to yourself, just like you are to others, and give yourself a hug, and give yourself that latitude and leeway that you should always afford yourself, and that you would probably afford a friend or family member.
That's a good way of putting it, Craig. And I agree wholeheartedly.
Thank you.
I agree wholeheartedly. How are you feeling now?
Listen, I'm feeling so much better, and for a number of reasons. Not just talking to you, which does always lift my spirits, but I did some self-care, meaning I got a bunch of donuts and watched this rotten movie that I cannot wait to send you.
You sent me, Craig sent me some clip from, we are both connoisseurs of we love terrible films.
Oh, the more the rotten, the more the rancid.
Terrible and good and amazing movies too, but we also love things that just don't work.
And things that make you go like, how did this get on film? Not even just like, this is bad, but like, this is the most shocking thing I've ever seen.
Craig sent me a clip today from looked like a police comedy of some sort, maybe like a D-level Police Academy knockoff from 1987.
You hit the number perfectly. 87.
Really?
Yes, directed by Jackie Kong, also director of Blood Diner. And oh my God, starring the unknown comic who also co-wrote the screenplay. So I know that these names
and what's
are really.
It called?
It's called Night Patrol, and I want everyone to go check it out.
How
raunchy!
It looked bad.
Oh my God, how raunchy was that?
It looked really raunchy.
Oh my God, Billy Barty is in it. I'm going to send it to you. We're going to have our own maybe we'll have a movie club for it. Oh, by the way, I'd like to mention Movie Club. Of course, the main sponsor of the shows that I do, patreon.com/Craig and Friends, and that's where you can join Hot Dog Club. Now, Jake, of course, as you may know him in the press, has been a part of many of these episodes, and there's Movie Club episodes, there are bonus episodes, and Listener Questions episodes. So you can get a little bit of the Listener Questions in the Live from Lockdown, but I'd like everyone who enjoys my work to go over there and see what you'd like for a reward tier. And there's going to be some new reward tiers as of the posting of this, as well as my Cameo page. So a lot of exciting things for us to explore.
Ooh.
Right? I know. I'm quite excited.
I'm excited for your Cameo page.
Oh, why, thank you. We've enjoyed some Cameo times, right, with our friend John Hill?
We have, yes. That was one of the best. I had a Cameo birthday present that was one of my favorites birthday presents from Craig ever. It was a cameo from John Hill's Helvetica.
So good, and Helvetica now is still on Cameo and on Patreon. And I'd like to send our love to John Hill. He's fabulous, and he's a friend of ours who thankfully recovered from, but did suffer COVID-19. Him and Andy both got it, and I'm thankful that they are in the clear. It seems.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah.
Me too. I've actually been going back and forth a little bit with Mr. Cohen because I've been revisiting the first 2 seasons of Real Housewives of Beverly Hills.
Talk about self-care. I mean, right? This is beautiful stuff.
You gotta just, you gotta dive deep sometimes, but it's been really enjoyable.
Well, listen, the limo fight, and also not just the limo fight, for those of you familiar with it, but introducing someone to the limo fight, because I know that your boyfriend, Adam, wasn't familiar with the art of the Beverly Hills. And so it was nice. It's always nice to share those moments.
Yes. And it's always nice when it works, too, because I've tried to, there's
yeah.
You know when you try to introduce things to certain people and they're just like, what in God's name? Why are you making me watch this?
Speaking of special moments, though, we've had some special moments around the globe. Which is really nice. Now, I've really only been able to travel extensively in the last 2 years. And one of those times was in Australia, where I got to see you perform with none other than our friend Courtney Act, opening for Kylie Minogue, which was really a special moment.
And Courtney is just one of my favorite queens in the planet, on the planet, around the planet,
and nearby the planet. Yes.
Yeah, she's probably my all-time favorite.
Sure.
Queen. And has been a long-time collaborator, and she's just someone who, when we're in the same city, we will get together and we will write a song.
Right.
When we're in the same city, we'll get together and do a number.
That's right. Yeah.
But she, to me, is just she's just got class.
The girl's got class.
She's got class. She's just she's a really, she's funny and can be raunchy and ridiculous.
And glamorous as well,
and glamorous and brings so much to the table, but is also just a very conscientious, lovely person.
Right. Very mindful, thoughtful, all of that.
Thoughtful and sweet. And I really always, whenever I finish hanging out with Courtney or performing with Courtney or writing with Courtney, I always walk away feeling better than I did before. And
which is a lovely thing.
So this is my ode to Courtney Act. I'm gonna sing a song now.
Hey fellas, 3, 4.
Courtney.
She's a
1,
dame.
2, 3.
I have a glass of wine for you. This is something else that we like to do all the time, is make up ridiculous songs, sometimes in the voice of characters that have then mutated from the original source to something else, where it's like, hey, how you doing?
Yes.
So you're peeking behind the curtain of what happens at 4 a.m. with me and Jake Shears.
They get lower and lower. They go.
And sometimes, there's no words anymore, which is always fun for those who are not familiar with what we're up to. And also, we've talked recently about how we can't wait till when this era passes, which I'd like to remind everyone, and I've been saying it in everything that I've been putting out, and at the risk of being redundant, I have to restate, this era will pass. It will pass, and then we'll be able to have a party together, because Jason and I have thrown some fabulous parties together, and some
and I can't wait to throw some more. I've been wanting to throw parties so bad lately. I've just been, my dream now is to when I'm back in New Orleans and I've got a new home vibe I'm setting up there, and I'm just so excited to throw a party there.
Right.
For my friends in New Orleans and for elsewhere. I love throwing parties, and that's why I like doing shows, is because basically playing a concert is throwing a party, and as far as that's
it is, and you're such a fabulous mistress of ceremonies, if you will. And
thank you, darling.
You're welcome. And it's been really a real treasure for me to be able to see you in different spots around the globe. New York many times, and obviously LA, but Australia and London. Got to see you, which was really special. Got to see you in London with Mike Chapman and Maddie, our dear friends. And Sophie
it was
Anderson.
My last concert too. I mean, it was kind of like, it was really, but if that was the last concert I ever got to play, I'd be perfectly happy with that. Sometimes it's funny, you don't know when the last thing is going to be. I mean, when Scissor Sisters played our last concert, we had no idea.
That's right, because originally there was going to be a whole other leg of the tour and all this stuff.
There was a whole other leg of the tour that got canned, and like so we played our last show was in Milan.
Right.
It was a small show. It was kind of like a little club show, and we didn't know that was going to be the last time we'd be on stage with each other.
Well, it's like
not forever, I'm sure, but
for a long time, for the time foreseeable future, particularly right now. But that's a really good point, also, that I think hopefully another thing that we can take from this time is more regular gratitude for the circumstances that we're in, and not to say that we aren't or other people aren't thankful in the moment for things, but I think it's really good to always cherish the experiences that are going on. Like I don't know the next time I'm going to travel, you know what I mean? And I know I will someday, but I just don't know when. And I don't know when I'm going to see my folks. So, there are a lot of things. And it's, I think, really important to cherish everything that we have right now. And that includes the things that we have at this moment. Because even in the middle of the stress I had, maybe not in the middle of the thing last night, but during this time, like, I'm thankful for being able to talk to you, to being able to talk to my family, to be able to do something like this and be able to say hi to everyone, all the lovely folks that I was looking forward to seeing in person, And so, so the more that we can be grateful, and it can be hard. We're not saying it's easy, but I think
because it can be very it can be it's but if you're doing if you're doing stuff that you love and you're with people that you love, like it's just it teaches you not to take that for granted, and and enjoy it while it's there.
Exactly, and sometimes. I remember, I think I learned this from John Hill, and I know that he's a very big person into therapy and not experimental therapeutics like some people in the administration, but therapy, and also philosophy and self-care. And he turned me on to the idea, which I may have heard before on like Oprah or something, but gratitude lists. And those can seem trite and silly, but if you're having a really tough time, like we're all going to have during this time, try to write down 5 to 10 things, or even 2 things. Start with 2 that you're grateful for, and that will lead you to have a nice domino effect of thoughts, because spirals can also work in positive ways too, and they're not always bad. So try to use that part of your brain that wants to go right down the rabbit hole and try to coax it back up to the stairway,
Yeah. Get it back up there.
That's
Get
right.
it back up.
Come on, what are you doing?
Get it back up the
there.
stairs.
Put your mental up by the bootstraps and yeah. That's the other thing that happens. Is like every other word just becomes a. Wait, it's a mix of what, like Drunk Kermit and Billy Bob Thornton and Sling Blade and Pee Wee Herman or something like that, all thrown in the blender.
I think that's probably good. I think that's very apt.
I think so.
The thing that I really need to learn that I still haven't kind of come to terms with amidst all of this, and what I really need to what I really need to get a grasp on is lighting.
Okay.
I feel like I look like I have it's like Close Encounters of the Third Kind coming down. Because if it wasn't this, I mean, it would be like this, which is
that's a little tough because you can't really
weird,
see I mean, you know what? Maybe I'll see if I can tint it down a little bit.
And then at the same time, part of me, I'm just like, I don't care.
Yeah, this is just how it. No, and you look great, by the way. You look great.
Thank you, sweetheart. I dressed up for the occasion,
which I appreciate. I love that jacket.
Thank you. I just found it was a suit that I wore on stage a lot, and I just found it upstairs in the closet. I had no idea it was here. I was about to put on one of my mother's dresses, and
it would have been a great move. I know that part of your solo album, John, it would be alternating outfits each night, and there was like there was 4 sets of things. One of which was this fabulous dress.
Yes, I was very inspired by Minnie Pearl of the Grand Ole Opry,
of course,
and this amazing designer helped me. We got a really good. I mean, it's definitely just like a grandma on the porch dress, you know, like it's
yeah, but that's part of your whole thing,
sort
too,
of like
though.
a potato sack thing, you know, with a big hat with like flowers on it, and it was so fun. I would come out in the encore in it, and like some people really hated it.
It did inspire.
Like hated it.
Yeah.
I had like, oh, it really like. Some people would just be like, "What are you doing with your life? Like this is horrible." And I really loved coming out in that dress.
Yeah.
Just because it was so ridiculous.
It was jarring and like yet sweet, but like really weird. It was a nice combination. All of our favorite things wrapped up into one. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. And it's nice. I mean, I don't get ideas like that often about what to wear. I'm not very good with costumes. Believe it or not.
You wear them well, but maybe you're not the designer. Is what you're saying.
I love wearing them, and I love having like I will get an inspiration for them, being like, oh, I want to look like a Roxxxy, or oh, I want to look like, you know, I want to look like Minnie Pearl or something.
Yeah,
you know, I will get
the inspiration and the vision for it, but it's like you're not sewing.
If I'm lucky, sometimes I'm just like, I don't know what the fuck I'm supposed to be wearing right now. I don't know if I can say fuck on here.
Oh yeah, you can. It's fine. It's fine. They'll bleep it at the home office if not. But and it's a mixed crowd. But you know, we all like the salty language. We not shy of that sort of thing. One set of outfits I always love to bring up when we chat in a public setting, of course, were the nightwork outfits. The ones that maybe didn't smell so good after a little while on the road.
Oh my Lord. We had, I mean, there was, I think the second round of outfits that we had like during festival season, the designer, God, who was designing those at the time? They were made from like scuba gear. They were like onesies that were like, they were cool. They looked like Tron.
Yeah. Oh, they were wild.
But they were,
yeah.
But they were like poly, I don't know what you'd call I mean, it was like surfer.
Yeah.
You know, they were like surfer swimsuits.
Yeah.
And
I'd insert some photos, but I don't know if rights clearances and all that stuff. But Google Nightwork Jake Shears, not sweaty, but just Nightwork Jake Shears, and you'll see the parade of outfits. It sort of had a cross between an S&M fetish look and scuba gear. And
it was like an S&M scuba diver.
Yeah.
But you know, a couple of performances in those, and like, I mean, they smelled like gangrene. Like, it was so gnarly.
And this is
there was nothing that you could do. And the bad thing is if like, you know, because when you're on a rush and going from city to city and you've got to stuff it in, even your tour manager is like putting it in a case or whatever, and it's not drying or anything. And like there have been shows where I've had to like pull something like that out. It literally smells like 300-year-old pee.
Yeah.
You know,
which only intensifies when it's wrapped up in a garment bag as well.
Oh, yeah. And then you have to, and it's still wet, and you have to slide it on, and then you have to go out in front of a bunch of people. And then what's the worst is when you're in the middle of the performance and you're smelling yourself.
Right.
It's just, which is like a knockdown. You're just smelling, it's like a knockout. Like you just want to, you know, Pat, you need smelling salts to like come back to, because you're just like, my God, I smell terrible.
And that's why, you know, I think the approach then later on for the mini pearl dress makes a lot of sense.
Yeah, it's got a little air to it. You know, I do like I do enjoy being comfortable these days. But
yeah, that's a good nice country song. I do enjoy being comfortable.
I do enjoy being comfortable these days.
Looks are great, but I have my way. Yeah,
I've got my ways of being comfortable.
This is good. I think this will go on the collection of songs that we started with "Eat the Pizza," which that'll be discussed, I think, in another. Maybe it was discussed in another show, but we'll leave that as a little bit of mystery right now, because this is a mixed audience. Well, listen, I think that brings us to the end of this segment. I mean, of course, I could chat with you forever, but we do have a little bit of a timeline to work with. So, in closing, is there anything you'd like to say?
I love everybody.
Ah, that's so heartwarming.
I just send my love out to everyone, and I hope everybody's doing all right, and I really just am standing with you. It's a rough and tumble moment, but we will get to the other side, and there are good times to still be had, and I just send my love out to the world and to everybody listening right now.
Y'all ready to make history?
We are the fiercest drag queens in the world.
Only on Wow Presents Plus.
DJ, you gonna have to rely on this shit. Trust me, they gonna sweat out their weaves, they makeup, they lashes and everything. Y'all ready? Get you some water hose. We going again. Put your long nails high and repeat after me. Say yes, bitch, she might be. Put your long nails high and repeat after me. Say yes, bitch, she might be. They say I'm a problem, well keep bitching. You're trying to cover me, well that's a bad decision. Watch your step, these hoes be slipping. Cause I'm pissing on stage, no remix to ignition. If this was a movie, I'd be the villain. This right here is something that I'm killing. I'm serving more thighs than a bucket of chicken. Get you a taste, it's full of nutrition. You do this for Insta, I do it for a living. Call it cocky, I call it ambition. Looking for talent, I'm in the definition. The bigger, blacker, uncut edition. I'm dripping, listen, like I'm on a mission. Don't like what I'm cooking, get the fuck up out my kitchen. You over there out the way, just a smidgen. If you looking for a star, stop wishing. Put your long nails high and repeat after me. Say yes, bitch, she might be. Put your long nails high and repeat after me. Say yes, bitch, she might be. Nail sharp, face beat. Bitch, are you still gagging? Relax your throat, repeat after me. Say yes, bitch, she might be. Serving, earning, I keep the children yearning. For looks I keep on turning and turning and turning. Thinkums at it again. What I do must be a sin. So where shall I begin? Cause in French they call this the fin. Talk about me, must have been. Let me guess, just wondering if my thighs still be rubbing. Why yes they do, they harmonizing. Put your long nails high and repeat after me. Say yes, bitch, she might be. Put your long nails high and repeat after me. Say yes, bitch, she might be. The number that you tried to call, unavailable. The person that you're trying to reach, unattainable. First name basis that the check says cashable. Understand the words that are coming out of my mandible. Fuck what you say, cause that shit just laughable. Your opinions aren't cash and your shit's not valuable. How can I put this and sound practical? If I'm trash and rumors the receptacle, so fuck it. Put 2 tears in a bucket. Relax your throat while you suck it. Don't try me if your life's on a budget, cause I'm out of space and you not even in orbit. OMG, yes it is she. I am the one that they call V. I don't throw shade, I just serve tea. And yes, bitch, I might be. DJ, you gonna have to rely on this shit. Trust me, they gonna sweat out their weaves, they makeup, they lashes and everything. Y'all ready? Get you some water hose. We going again.
Hi DragCon, it's me, Scarlet Envy. I'm just here to remind you that, no, I'm not wearing any pants. And I hope the same for you, because we're at home and we're comfortable. We're at home because we're not allowed to be at DragCon, and that's a little sad. It's crazy adapting to new ways of doing things. And it's okay to not be okay all the time. So I'm just here to remind you, you're not alone. It's okay. We miss you too. One of the best things I get to do all year is design a DragCon booth. I love doing it, and I love seeing you in that DragCon booth even more. One-on-one time with my fans has always been incredibly important to me, as you know, and it's difficult to not have that this year. So I'm gonna take everything I can get. So yes, I do have merch online, and yes, it is so appreciated when you love and support me and the dolls. So please be happy and healthy and safe, wash your hands, and look to the future. I can't wait to be reunited with you in person, and I'm giving you a big digital hug until I can squeeze you myself. I love you guys so much. Thank you to DragCon for putting it on the internet for us, for connecting us, even in the times where it's so difficult to feel connected to people. Hang in there. You got this.
Folks, how's your heart? Are you feeling okay? Are you crying? Are you laughing? Are you feeling love and connection as best as you can during pandemic? Tell me how you're feeling. That's great. That's great. I'm here for you. I'm here for you. Has this been turning, the frown upside down maybe? I hope so. We here at Digital DragCon certainly hope so. Perhaps you're one of those people who like to buy things as a means to make your heart feel better. Well, you can head to la.rupaulsdragcon.com and you can buy yourself some pretty cute blouses from all of these queens, all of these performers. Get yourself a little t-shirt, perhaps get yourself a fanny pack, perhaps get yourself some makeup. So many purchases to be makesies, okay? Yes. Next up, we have a queen. You love her, you know her. Please give it up for Mrs. Kasha Davis.
Hi guys, it's me, Mrs. Kasha Davis, and
Mr. Davis.
And we wish we were with you at DragCon, but we've got Digital DragCon, and we've got
the big package.
Everybody loves our big package. It's because I'm an old bag. We've got this old bag and that old bag, and it comes with a autographed poster, original artwork by Cordero, my single, There's Always Time for a Cocktail, where Mr. Davis sings on it.
And there's 4 versions of it on that CD.
Yes, autographed photo, and a koozie for your cocktail. There's always time for a cocktail. And of course, 2 fabulous pins. Everybody loves pins.
Who doesn't like flair?
That's right. So you can get our big package from Mr. and Mrs. Davis for only $45. I think it's like a $60 value or something like that. And you can get yours where?
At mrskashadavis.bigcartel.com.
I hope you're enjoying yourself at Digital DragCon, and I can't wait to see you soon. Big kisses from Mr. and Mrs. Kasha Davis. Mwah.
Hi everyone, I'm Leah Canali, and I'm super bummed that I can't be at DragCon in person this year, but I'm very happy to be able to come at you digitally, and hello, and I hope that you're all staying safe and well and home, and that we can all be together again very soon. This song's by Mama Ru, so hopefully you like it. Hey, hey, hey. Myself up, turn the world on its head. Don't forget what my mama said. People talking since the beginning of time. Unless they paying your bills, pay them bitches no mind. And if I fly or if I fall, at least I can say I gave it all. And if I fly, or if I fall, I'm on my way. I'm on my way. Fly, 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 fly. Uh-oh, uh-oh. Fly, 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 fly. Uh-oh, uh-oh. Fly, 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 fly. Uh-oh, uh-oh. Fly, 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 fly. Uh-oh, now sissy that walk. Oh yeah. I know you're all at home in your bedrooms, sissying up and down. Uh-oh, now sissy that walk. Oh, yeah. Ooh, yeah. Uh-oh, now sissy that sissy that walk. Woo! Hey, yeah. Now sissy that walk. Girl. Oh, yeah. Hey, yeah. And if I fly or if I fall, at least I can say I gave it all. And if I fly or if I fall, I'm on my way. I'm on my way. Fly, 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 fly. Uh-oh, uh-oh. Fly, 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 fly. Uh-oh, uh-oh. Fly, 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 fly. Uh-oh, uh-oh. Fly. Yeah. You better fly. Just fly. Oh, now sissy that walk. Thanks everyone. Love you. Mwah.
Hi everyone, my name is Denis Ouch. I'm a contemporary artist out of Brooklyn, New York. In these challenging times, I'm teaming up with World of Wonder to give away 5 of my paintings of RuPaul's Drag Race winners. Please tell us how drag helped you to overcome difficult situations in your life. Send us your story, 3 to 5 sentences, to guests@RuPaulsDragCon.com by May 15th. Include your name, email address, and contact number. 5 lucky finalists will be selected to receive 5 of these paintings that I have done. Thank you very much for your time. I love you guys. Take care.
Hello everyone, it's me, Heidi N Closet, and we are now in RuPaul's Drag Race Digital DragCon. So we are going to talk about a little bit about our merch. You can go to theheidincloset.com. That's theheidincloset.com because someone had stole my regular tag. That's just HeidiInCloset.com. So that's theheidincloset.com. I have so many different things on my website. As you can see, I have the lovely, lovely Heidi N Closet t-shirt. Hopefully by the time this happens, I might have a couple more maybe up there, but we shall see. But as of right now, we just have my regular Heidi N Closet t-shirt. It is coming to you in sizes ranging from small to 2X. So we have a wide variety of sizes, luckily. And that's really the tea on that shirt right there, yeah. Also, I have enamel pins. I just actually recently got a new enamel pin in, but right now I have the original enamel pin, the Gap. Of course, the Gap. You know, the Gap has kind of become synonymous, I think I used that word correctly, with me. Ting, hold on, just like, oh, yeah, right there. Y'all see that? The Gap enamel pin, just pin on you, right here on your heart, because that's where you always want me, at your heart. Also, the new pin that just came out is my Kale Now pin. It's actually just a big piece of kale, and it has my face and Gap on it. See the Gap, it's back. The Gap is back. So I have the Kale Now pin as well. Same size, just a little bit bigger than this one. But yes, but it also too has a Gap, so make sure you pick up an enamel pin. You can put it on a lapel, which is fancy word for a collar or a coat, and then you could also put it on a book bag or a tie. For, you know how fancy men use the ties? They have the ties and they put the little pin on it. You can do that if you're going to work. People are like, what's that on your neck? It's a conversation starter. That's what it is. Yes. And then next to my enamel pins, I also have stickers. My Heidi N Closet sticker. As you can see, if you get in real close, you can see there's still a Gap. It's always a Gap. It's my Heidi N Closet sticker. It's very cute. You can put it on the bumper. Will it work on a bumper? It'll work on a bumper. You can put it on a laptop or I would put on a shirt. But if you want to, that's your business. But yeah, just stick it on the refrigerator or something you get to see all the time, because you want to see me all the time, right? Yeah. At least that's what we're gonna say. Also, I have 8x10s of this beautiful face and body. You get to see the body too. I have 2 at the moment. Me and Michelle Visage's favorite color, green. I know she's probably gonna puke when she sees this. And I also have me in this lovely little fringe ditty too, right here on this yellow background, just gorgeous. Thank you, Bird Lambra, for the photography. But I look soft and supple in these. They come signed and not signed, so you can have either way. I aim to please. If you want it signed, it's signed, and if not, it's not signed. It's just simple as that, really. Options. And the last thing that I do carry on my website, which is theheidincloset.com, is clap fans. I have 2 options as of right now. I don't have any on me on hand, unfortunately. But there's one where I'm sprawled out, just like this. I think I'm wearing these exact heels, actually, but we're not gonna point that out. Well, I just did, never mind. And then also, I have another one that is inspired by my Pinocchio look that says soft and supple. And as you open the fan, the nose grows a little bit. So there's my 2 clack fans. So yeah, just make sure you make your way on over to theheidincloset.com and get your Heidi merch now.
Hey folks, welcome back to me. I know this whole time you've probably been like, wow, this person has such like a silky smooth voice. Their A's are so nasally, and I just like can't pinpoint where in the country they could be from that has this like beautiful, luscious way of speaking. Well, I'm here to tell you. I'm from Chicago. I'm from the Midwest. This is where this beautiful voice comes from. And speaking of Chicago, I am so excited to introduce one of my hometown queens. Please welcome to the digital stage, Dida Ritz.
Oh yes, honey. Due to the fact that her thighs spread just like gonna walk right through that door like before. High heels on the hardwood floor. They all coming back for more. Back for more. Get it up and do it right this time. Ass so fine. Never gonna stop till the beat is mine. Come round if you're so inclined. Must be jelly cause jam don't shake. Must be jelly cause jam don't shake. Must be jelly cause jam don't shake. Spread that jelly, spread it good. Hit her by the head, kiss my grip. Your mama's in the kitchen but the oven on the fridge. Your daddy's in jail, raising hell. And your sister on the corner selling
Dog Queen Diva, let me see y'all work, y'all Peter. Hot off the heater, making your cheese up. Yo cheese. When you hit the beat up, working your feet up, jumping all around like you're catching a seizure. Black Nicky, RuPaul, and Frida. Yes, you better believe her. Jam don't shake. Jam don't shake. Jam don't shake.
Strawberry jelly, tastes so good. Must be jelly cause jam don't shake. Must be jelly cause jam don't shake. Must be jelly cause jam don't shake. Spread that jelly, spread it good. Hit her by the head,
kiss my dome.
Your mama's in the kitchen
to make your work go strong.
Your daddy's in jail, raising hell. And your sister on the corner selling. Oh yes, honey. Watch me shake, yeah, all the brothers wanna eat this cake. Let me show you how to answer gay. How to answer gay. Let me hear your Jimmy choose. Pay my dues. Louis Vuitton, what you gonna do? Mama, no low blondics too.
This is the girl I was telling you about, boss.
Oh, really? What's your name?
My name Cupcake.
Where my girls go, oh, gon' be a good show. Where my girls go, oh, gon' be a good show. Where my girls go, oh, gon' be a good show. There you go, oh, make that money.
Hi guys, it's Mariah Balenciaga here to remind you to practice safe social distancing. And you might as well pick up a hobby. Gardening.
Hi everyone, it's Nicole Paige Brooks from Atlanta, Georgia. Hope everybody's staying safe during this crazy time. I'm currently quarantined with my mother and my husband. I really appreciate all the social media interactions on my Facebook, Instagram, and my Twitter. And I love doing all those cameos, so please keep those coming. Before this quarantine happened, I was doing a show every Wednesday called Wild Out Wednesday, and now we are on wildoutlive.com. And this is my co-partner in crime, Modeste Volgare.
Hey everyone, welcome to Good and Wild News, where we only talk about good news, because the world's a terrible place. What's your good news, Nicole?
We're doing DragCon digitally. We're here.
I love it.
What's your good news, Mo?
The good news is that you can see us every Wednesday on wildoutlive.com.
That is great news.
I know.
And you know what?
Hi, do you want to buy something?
Hi, and welcome to BVSN. Brooks Volgare Shopping Network, where everything's for sale and nothing is for free.
The lines are open. We're waiting for your call.
I'm excited. We're featuring things from NicolePaigeBrooks.com. We have a gorgeous model here. She is Nicky.
Wow.
Welcome, Nicky. She's wearing the pumping gas dress. That photo was taken by James Hicks. You like that fabric? How's the fabric feel there? Ooh, touch that.
It feels great. What kind of car is that? It looks expensive.
Yes, that is a Jeep. That's an actual gas station. Oh, yes, it is, Nicole. Oh, bye, girl.
Ooh.
Bye.
We also have a swimsuit from ModesteVulgare.com. All over print of me taking my prep.
Oh, and a matching fan. How nice is that? Well, at NicolePaigeBrooks.com, we have this lovely bag. We have this lovely bag here, this tote bag, to hide anything. Nicky and Mo are back out modeling. Okay.
Oh, yes.
That's
Walk the runway, honey.
Yes, that tote is $27. What is that you say, Alice? Thank you, Alice. Alice, our producer, just said 10% off of everything at NicolePaigeBrooks.com. Go type in promo code NPBFAG and you get 10% off. We really want to make sure you get your dues too, Alice. Go ahead and put up all your information right there at the top. We love you, Alice. We couldn't do it without you.
The Prepalicious swimsuit also comes in a tank top. Perfect for the gym.
This lovely mug is available at NicolePaigeBrooks.com for $20. Go to NicolePaigeBrooks.com, get everything you need, or go to ModesteVulgare.com and get this.
Welcome to the show. This is the part where we usually have a bunch of people submit numbers, but since we can't play their songs, you're just going to see little clips of them while we talk about it. Oh my God.
Oh!
Oh!
I love that.
Now that was crazy.
I loved her. She was my favorite.
Oh my God, I loved her too.
That one number almost went viral.
Send us a video of you performing in your home or in your yard. We'll be dancing in the bottom corner of your performance the entire time. The theme for our show is wild. Submit wild numbers.
Crazy. Insane.
Every week we give away a cash prize from our sponsor. Right now our sponsor is NightOwlATL.com.
And here's a commercial from Night Owl.
Ah! All my VHS tapes are so dirty! How will I ever be able to get VHS cleaner this late at night in Atlanta on the weekend?
And then I remembered about NightOwlATL.com's speedy 2-hour delivery Friday through Sunday. Gotta get my package! Oh, my package!
Who is at the door at this hour?
It's Night Owl, they got me a package!
Oh, I'm coming.
Gotta get my package!
Who woke me at this hour?
Mommy, my VHS tapes were just so dirty.
So are you whore.
Don't be weird, Mom. It's just NightOwlATL.com bringing me VHS cleaner and other sexy things.
Oh, didn't you just call them less than 2 hours ago?
I did. We also got fans.
I don't want that.
Good thing I have two. Night Owl ATL, where you can get fans. Are you or a loved one suffering from extreme boredom brought on by this terrible, terrible virus?
None of your normal grinder calls are answering because they don't want to get the Rona.
Have you been masturbating far too much and need something else to do? Well, now there's a solution.
Hi, I'm Nicole.
Hi, I'm Mo. And this is our number.
Call us.
We're looking for people with real problems. Real problems from people.
Ask us anything. You want to talk about your drug problem? My drug problem?
We don't have enough time for that, Nicole.
Do you have questions about f***ing?
Do you have questions about f***ing?
Do you have questions about drag? Call us. We're waiting.
And we're impatient. Are you f***ing lonely? Then call us. Ask us about topics like, why are the trees brown?
Pluto.
Uranus.
Or her anus. Relationship advice.
Is cross-dressing right for me?
Arts and crafts. Dryer lengths.
Coffee.
Non-gender binary. Farm animals.
Lesbians.
Jewelry. Animals.
How you look in the mirror if we're really here. Time.
Time travel.
Timepieces.
Cows.
Hormone replacement therapy for transsexuals.
Tucking.
Why I only have one testicle.
Why I have 2 testicles.
Barking spiders. Why am I so much bigger than my mother?
Whatever your question is, call us night or day and leave us a message.
Our voice machine never takes a break, never takes a vacation. It's there for you all the time. Call now.
We're waiting.
Call now. Call now.
Call us, girl. We're sitting here waiting by the phone. Ain't nothing ringing.
Call us.
Call. It's hot. All right, what's next? Let's watch a number Modeste Volgare did. What song is this? Is this Lick It by RuPaul himself?
It is. The only song they'll let us use.
Did you come here to become a movie star? Jerry Great Lemon Lime, lick it slow, take your time. Strawberry, kiwi, peach, toast, time, soda, spinach. Jerry Great Lemon Lime, lick it slow, take your time. Strawberry, kiwi, peach, toast, time, soda, spinach. If I'm a treat, then you the trick. Like a scratch, you need to eat. I like them tall, you like them big. Not petite, and I'm full figures. Shake them nice, feel them right. Give my booty, show look nice. Easy come, easy come. Tap that booty to the floor. Put some weight on your shoulder, you got the dough on the show. Put some weight in your britches. Lollipop, I'll let you lick it. Lollipop, 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 I'll let you lick it. Lollipop, 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 I'll let you lick it. Lollipop,
that was lovely.
That was the end of the show, y'all.
Bye.
I'm too small, Alice.
Made in Georgia.
Hello there, it's me, Alaska, humanitarian, philanthropist, organ donor, and terrible actress from Grey's Anatomy. You may be wondering, how did you get so snatched? And here's why. Introducing the official Lil Pound Cake doll. Okay. No, Bryce, could you? Oh my gosh. For you. I'm here at Digital DragCon to sell you the official Lil Pound Cake doll because she represents liberation, counterculture, and I also have a warehouse full of them. Don't you just want to feel this jantasy?
Well, now you can!
Caution, the Lil Pound Cake doll may cause hair loss,
mood swings,
and uncontrollable flatulence. The Lil Pound Cake doll is all you need to find inner peace and happiness. But don't take my word for it. Let's listen to film star Patricia Quinn. Okay. Don't wait to get the Lil Pound Cake doll now on AlaskaThunderfuck.com because you could die at any minute.
What are you waiting for?
The official Lil Pound Cake doll. I told you it could cause hair loss. Good night, bitch.
Buy one right now!
How you doing, Miss Amores? This is Cynthia Lee Fontaine, and you better stay tuned for the Digital DragCon 2020, okay? It's gonna be amazing.
Everybody, how much did we love RuPaul's Drag Race UK? I loved it so much, I want to launch myself through the window that I am sitting in front of right now. I want to launch, I want to break the glass because I want to shout from the rooftops how much I loved Drag Race UK. Please give it up for the Vivienne.
Hello everybody, it's the Vivienne here coming to you, not live, it's pre-recorded, but we'll call it live, from my living room here in Liverpool. We have been taking all the measures, making sure that we're social distancing and following the rules, and hopefully everybody watching this is too. So well done, I applaud you for that. If you're watching, take a sip of my drink. Well, not a sip of my drink, but take a sip of your drink. I'm drinking pink gin, lemonade. So we're doing online DragCon, and I thought I'd ask you some questions. So I put a little poll out on my Twitter and asked you for questions, and we are going to play a little game we call Dragony Aunt Viv. So I'm going to be your agony aunt. So we've got some questions, and we're going to dive straight into this lovely glass bowl. If you're listening on earphones, feel it. Oh. So we're going to... They've been kept secret. David's been sat all day right in the mouth, so we're gonna jump straight in with the first one. So this is from, and this is their social media handle, @TeenageCrazeTom. So I'm guessing your name's Tom. So hello Tom, thank you for your question. Like I said, I've not read these yet, so here we go. Hi Viv, right, so I have gained a really good friend over the last year in uni. However, I have realised in the past few months they have been copying me and it's really getting to me. E.g., I buy a bag or anything, then they buy the same bag or whatever it is that I bought. They've copied me with this and become obsessed with it. It's starting to annoy me and it gets me down. I bought a custom ab-fab bag. Hopefully you mean absolutely fabulous. Love it. I was in the movie for all 3 seconds. And they messaged the designer for them to make them one. I feel I cannot be an individual and I'm being suffocated. How do I bring this up without upsetting them?
Okay, Tom, so this sounds like the movie Single White Female. If you've not seen it, basically you need to run, because they're probably going to murder you at some point, or at least try. Hopefully it won't come to that though. My advice would be, probably take it as a compliment, and I'd be quite flattered that they're trying to copy you. I get how annoying it is. It happens in the drag world all the time, and you know, people will tag me and say like, oh, I copied Viv's makeup, which is flattering, and try and take it as a compliment. And thank you for your question. Sip of the drink. Okay, we're gonna go in with the second question. Ooh, it's a nice small one. This is from Mimi Goujon. I think it's pronounced Goujon. It's G-O-U-G-E-O-N. I don't have a clue. Tweet me how you say this. Mimi Goujon. If reading another queen is okay, what is the worst thing you could say or do to another drag queen? Ooh. Now, I would say the worst thing that anybody could ever do to me is probably like pull my wig off or something like that. A wig to me when I'm in drag is so much of a big part of my identity, and having that done in a public, it's happened to me before in a nightclub, and it was the most embarrassing thing that could have ever happened to me. Reading is something that it's fun and it comes from love. You know, me and Bag of Chips, we read each other all the time, so that's a fun thing to happen. Whereas de-wigging a drag queen, I think, is the worst thing you could ever possibly do. So yeah, keep it fun, read the shit out of everyone, but do not pull off a drag queen's wig. Thank you. Oh, I'm gonna be sloshed by the end of this. Gin and lemonade, beautiful. Here we go. I'm liking these shorter ones. So, this is another anonymous one. Ooh. Hi Vivienne, how do you stay creative during this quarantine? I feel so mentally exhausted. I feel like I'm losing my creativity. Thank you for the advice. Now, I don't know your name, but thank you so much for your question. And I can relate to this so much because being stuck in the house as a creative person, being on stage as much as I usually am outside of lockdown is probably the hardest, you know, probably the best thing for my creativity. I get to do creative stuff probably 4 or 5 nights a week. So being locked in a house is the hardest thing because, you know, getting into drag, the best thing about being in drag is showing it to people. So being in drag and stuck in the house is like the weirdest thing for the 4 walls to be looking at you. You feel, because this takes me about 3 hours to get into. It took me a bit longer today because you kind of forget how to do things. But try and just do things maybe that you're not usually doing. So maybe, I don't know, try and make an outfit, or try and take up learning, try and take up learning baking or making cakes or doing stuff that you wouldn't usually do. Try and maybe find a new creative outlet, because I do makeup all the time, so it's kind of like, yeah, I know I can do makeup, so kind of doing it just to sit in the house is kind of defeats the object for me. I like to do makeup to show people. So yeah, learn something new, expand your creativity, and if you know you're good at something, you don't need to carry on doing that. Do something new. Thank you for your question, my love. This one didn't have a name on it, but thank you very much. Here we go. A big one. So this is from Jack H. Hey babe, what made you start doing drag and why have you chosen your name? I want to start and want to find a name that suits. Love you lots. So Jack, I started makeup in Liverpool when I was 16. I left school and became a makeup artist. And then I started going out in Liverpool. There was a bar called Pink in Liverpool, and the owner was stood outside one night and I said, can I have a little go at drag? And they were just kind of like laughed it off. So I just started turning up to the clubs in drag, and then they were like, oh, okay, you've got something. So I think they offered me something like £30. Yeah, so I've been doing drag nearly 12 years now. It makes me old, but the name the Vivienne came about. I'm a huge fan of Vivienne Westwood. I've got a tattoo there, a big collection of Vivienne Westwood. I absolutely love it. So I definitely had to call myself Vivienne, and I didn't want one of those, you know, those names that kind of like rhyme, or because I think a big thing in the UK is having like a pun name, you know, like Felicity Fanny Flaps or something like that. So I just wanted to be Vivienne, and then obviously in the age of social media where if you just put Vivienne into Google, you're probably just going to get Vivienne Westwood pop up or Vivienne from Pretty Woman. So I needed something, so the was perfect to put on it. There's only one of me, the Vivienne, she was born, and now we're here in lockdown. To everybody at home watching, I hope you're enjoying RuPaul's DragCon online, live, is that what we're calling it? If you do want to buy any merch, I'm honest to God, do you know what, these horrible times, I just want everyone to save their money. However, if you're flush or rich or want to buy some merchandise, then the link is below, or it's going to come up on screen here. It's www. We're going to find out what the link is. I'm such an old woman.
DragCon 2020, so exciting!
Welcome to Detox's booth.
So me and Dee are friends, so I'm just gonna go ahead.
Oh, you
say
guys
hi.
are friends?
Yeah, we are.
Do you have her cell phone number?
Oh, I think I lost it.
Because her friends have her cell phone number and they text her when she's not working, and then they hang out when she's not working. But right now she's working. So did you make your $40 minimum
Yeah,
purchase?
I actually have it right here.
Oh, okay, good.
Wait, are you Dee's sister?
I am.
Oh my God, can I shake your hand?
Sure. So I really need to move the line along. Step right here.
Hi.
Oh, I'm okay. I'm not shaking hands right now. But welcome to Digital DragCon 2020 and the Detox experience. I hope that you guys are all safe and sound, and I want to invite you to check out my official Digital DragCon Detox merch at theonlydetox.com. And while you're at it, get my new song on iTunes and Spotify, El Camino. And while you're at that, make sure you're part of Detox's El Camino Challenge. It's a big dance competition, and you can be part of my brand new co-video. Check it out online, all the details on theonlydetox.com. And make sure you also check out my brand new Depop store at The Only Detox, where you can buy all my old shit. I love you, I hope you're safe, and hope you're sound. And from my family to yours, happy Digital DragCon 2020. Bye! Can I get a straw? I said bye, girl.
Hi everyone, it's me, Heidi N Closet from RuPaul's Drag Race Season 12, and I am here to say thank you all so very much for all the love and support that I have received in the time that the show has been airing. I remember starting out when I left to go to Drag Race, I had 557 followers, and I loved each and every one of them so very much, and they all meant the world to me. And now my fans have grown up to 237,000, and I love each and every one of you just as much as I did that 557. I really do appreciate the love that everyone is showing my artistry and the love and support that I've received, especially during these crazy times. It really does mean the world to me that someone like me from a very small town and humble beginnings can reach so many people and hopefully make a difference and really inspire some people. So I once again want to say thank you all so very much for the continued love and support. I hope to continue to make you all very proud of myself on and off the show. And mwah, I can't wait to get out here and meet all you one by one.
Folks, how much do I love getting to know all of these queens? I love it. I love learning more about queens. I loved learning more about the Vivienne, okay? Okay. If you love these queens as much as I do, then you can show them support. How can we show them support? Say it back to me, people. la.RuPaul'sDragCon.com. You can find a full list of all the performers and all the vendors that would have been selling at DragCon. You can support all your favorite queens, support all these independent creators that are doing tremendous work, keeping us fashionable, keeping us connected, keeping us involved, okay? Okay. Next up, we got a pairing that is very unexpected, I think. So, we're going to have a little conversation between Rebecca Black and, from RuPaul's Drag Race Season 1, UK, Divina DeCampo.
Hello, everyone. Welcome to Digital DragCon. I'm Rebecca Black, and I am coming to you from Orange County, Southern California. I have been home at my family's house for the past couple months in this quarantine situation, and I am here today with none other than the Miss Divina DeCampo. How are you? Where are you in the world?
I am in Manchester, sunny old Manchester, which actually is slamming it down with rain at the moment. So
nice. So how have you been holding up? I mean, we've been in this quarantine situation now for almost a couple months. So how are you doing?
Yeah, you know what? I'm fine. I'm one of those kind of introvert extroverts, so I'm perfectly all right being away from people. That's not such a big deal for me. I'm getting to that point where I'm just starting to miss the stage. Do you know what I mean? Like I'm missing the applause and the audience and having, you know, those bodies in front of me that you can smell and you sharing that atmosphere with them.
I never thought I would miss the smell of people's sweat so much. And the smell of like hugging a really gross, sweaty person. I just can't wait to touch people again. You know, I'm the same way though.
A real adjustment with that. Yeah. And I found that I've enjoyed the shows that I've done because I've been doing some online shows. And the shows that I've enjoyed the most have been the ones where the audience are interacting with what I'm doing, you know, so I'm asking them to do something. They have to be active in the process. Whereas if it's just a case of I've got my set, that's it, and I'm performing, and it's just kind of, oh, there we go. There's no applause. There's no finish to that. I just have to go, ha ha ha. Oh yeah. Woo! Thanks, I know, guys.
Sorry.
Woo! And you're like, okay, it's just me and my housemates sitting looking at each other. And he's thinking, if I have to hear this song one more time, I'm going to stab myself. And so, you know, whereas what I'd done with some of my shows was I'd put 20 different tracks all in the playlist, and then I left it up to the people who were viewing the show to decide what they wanted to hear, you know, so they just picked a number at random. But the weird thing is, you know, people react, obviously, and they're putting ha ha ha, ooh, yes, love it, blah, blah, you know, whatever at the bottom. But it's such a lag that you don't see that for, you know, 10, 20 seconds. So you do it, and in an ordinary situation, it's there and it happens and people react immediately. Whereas in the online world, it's, you know, there's just this really awkward, oh, they did enjoy it. Okay, great.
It's taught me something about confidence, really, and like knowing that you've got to have, I mean, I've done so many shows and I know you have too, but you don't realize how much you normally rely on the audience's expressions to kind of give you that. And here, I mean, if you don't have that, they're probably not going to like it anyways. So it's been a refreshing, kind of like a refresher for me.
Yeah, what I found is, because the other thing that you can, you know, in a live situation, if you're a little bit pitchy, it's fine because you're selling it, you're performing, you're doing the do, and that's okay. But once that's filmed, somehow, even if it's just a microtone out, it becomes much clearer to an audience that, oh, you almost hit the note, but not quite, you know. So that's something that I've become really, really aware of, and it's made me go back to, you know, right back to the beginning with the vocal technique, back to the breathing, back to the pitch, back, you know, back to all of that stuff, so that because it's a very different situation, you know, so you have to adapt what you're doing and improve in different areas, you know.
I mean, I'm sure you feel this way too. I have really felt like when I've been doing my own live performances, and I've taken this time to really learn new instruments, because normally I'd be playing a piano, which I couldn't bring over here. Can't really put that in the back of your car. So I've really felt like this, like my audience has been so supportive of that, and I really felt like, I really trust you guys. Like, you really have my back. And I'm sure same goes for you, you know? This, I think everybody can see how for all of us, every single person, no matter, whether you're a creator like we are or you're a fan, this has been a massive equalizer that we are all people who are trying to, at the end of the day, be adaptable and learn things. This, I think, as taking a positive of what's happened with all of us having all this time in one place is we can either, like chill and watch Netflix, which is great, and everybody needs that. And, all you can do is get through the days right now. That is valid. But if you do have activity and you do find yourself saying like, all right, I think I've watched every season that I can possibly watch for now, it's really cool to just be creative for the sake of being creative.
Well, I mean, what I've been saying to everybody is, at what point are you allowed to have 3 months off work? That's a sabbatical, and most of us want one but can't afford to take it. So this is the point where you are having your sabbatical right now. So if there was something that you wanted to learn, like you wanted to get back into ballet, or you wanted to learn Spanish, or you wanted to speak Chinese, whatever, now is the time to do it. So I felt very attacked by Bianca when she said online that she better be seeing some clean lace fronts after this. So I have been cleaning my lace, just so that we're all clear. I have been scrubbing the lace clean on all of my wigs. I can't promise that they'll be clean by the time I get out of isolation.
But at least they were at one point.
Exactly. At some point, all of my lace was clean.
That is big, and it's the little things that really make such a difference. I also feel that same responsibility, like you said, of I want to be providing something for the audience that I have and helping them through this, because doing it will help me through, but now there's all these people that are trying to find something to get them through, especially if they're not, as lucky to just have to stay home, the ones who are still working, the ones who are dealing with family that they've lost. It's a really real time for a lot of people right now. Yeah,
definitely. And I also feel the weight of those people who are stuck at home with people who aren't accepting, of LGBTQ plus people. And so, there is a definite need for all of us to be putting stuff out so that those guys feel supported as well during this time.
So true. So true. All right. Well, thank you everyone for joining us on this Digital DragCon panel. Thank you, Divina, for talking to me a little bit.
Thank you so much for talking to me.
Of course. I mean, you can keep up with both of us, of course, online. We are clearly both trying to produce a lot of content and entertain everyone. You can find me at Miss Rebecca Black everywhere. I also just dropped 2 new songs, so go check them out on Spotify, Apple Music, wherever you want. And Divina, where can everybody find you?
Same, Instagram, Twitter, all of that stuff, just under Divina DeCampo, 2 I's and 1 A. And, before we leave, I should say, don't forget, wash your hands and sing the chorus of Break Up, Bye Bye. I wanna break up, bye bye. I'll see you in the next life. And get watching some stuff and clean your lace.
Clean your lace. Clean your lace, cut your bangs, stay clean, stay home, and everybody stay safe. Thank you so much, Divina. Thanks, everyone.
Bye.
Hi there, it's Mrs. Kasha Davis.
And Mr. Davis.
And we want to send you lots of love from our home to yours. We know that it's a very trying time right now, and there's a lot of fear and anxiety. But just know that you are loved by your RuPaul's Drag Race family.
Hope you're having fun at RuPaul's Drag Race Digital DragCon.
Bye.
I pride myself on my work ethic. I'd come in on the weekends if I could, but they're all like, Karen, go home! too!
Tips with Karen from Finance.
Male co-workers often imply that us office girls should do the washing up, because we're just good at that sort of thing. The only thing you're good at, John, is losing custody of your kids.
Tips with Karen from Finance.
Hi, I'm Karen from Finance, and today I'm going to tell you how you can avoid having meetings that could have just been an email. Number 1, send an email. Number 2, don't have a meeting. Hashtag work life.
Tips with Karen from Finance.
Oh, why hello! Welcome to my library, filled with books that I definitely know how to read. I definitely know how to read them. I have met letters, and I know how they work. I can guarantee it, because I am a distinguished reader of books. A thing, again, that I definitely know how to do. Now, next up, we have somebody who's going to read to us, which is absolutely thrilling because I do know how to read. I do, but I love hearing other people read as well. So, let's give it up for our next performer, who is going to be Lil Miss Hot Mess, reading Story Hour. Sounds great to me.
Hello, RuPaul's DragCon. I'm Little Miss Hot Mess, and I am part of Drag Queen Story Hour. For those of you who don't know, Drag Queen Story Hour is basically just what it sounds like. Drag queens, drag kings, drag performers of all kinds, reading stories to children in libraries, bookstores, museums, and community spaces all across the country and all across the world. We've been around for a handful of years, and we have over 50 chapters around the world, from big cities to small towns, rural communities to communities on almost every continent. So if you want to learn more, go to dragqueenstoryhour.org, and you can learn more about our upcoming live stream events that we're doing to get all of our little ones and all of our big ones through this pandemic. Today, however, I am very excited to give you a sneak preview of my own new children's book, The Hips on the Drag Queen Go Swish, 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 which comes out in just a few days, May 5th, 2020, on Running Press Kids. So please check it out, support your local independent bookstore if they're still taking orders online, or else you can go to my website, lilmisshotmess.com, to buy it from anywhere that you can buy books online. So I thought that I would give you a little bit of a reading and preview of all the gorgeous illustrations by the illustrator Olga de Dios. And then I'll sing the song with you so that you and your kids can practice moving along and feeling what it's like to be a drag queen. So, let's make sure my camera can focus here. So this is our beautiful cover, and I'm actually going to take her jacket off because sometimes a drag queen needs to take off her jacket, but I want to introduce you to our lovely cast of characters. We have Free to Be Me, who may bear a little resemblance to someone you see on camera right now. We have Jacqueline Jill. We have Stinkerbell. We have Read a Book. We have Peanut Butter Gelée and Rosie Ringarounda. We have Elementa PP, Mother Loosey Goosey, and Cinderfella. So this is basically what you might think it is. It is a little bit of a drag parody of the Wheels on the Bus Go Round and Round that teaches kids a little bit about some of the things drag queens are known to do. So, the hips on the drag queen go swish, swish, swish. Swish, swish, swish. Swish, swish, swish. The hips on the drag queen go swish, swish, swish. All through the town. The hair on the drag queen goes up, up, up. Up, up, up. Up, up, up. The hair on the drag queen goes up, 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 all through the town. The shoes on the drag queen go stomp, stomp, stomp. Stomp, stomp, stomp. Stomp, stomp, stomp. The shoes on the drag queen go stomp, 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 all through the town. Anybody recognize something that looks like your town in there? The jewels on the drag queen go bling, bling, bling. Bling, bling, bling. Bling, bling, bling. The jewels on the drag queen go bling, bling, bling. All through the town. The shoulders, this is one of my favorites. The shoulders on the drag queen go shimmy, shimmy, shimmy. Shimmy, shimmy, shimmy. Shimmy, shimmy, shimmy. The shoulders on the drag queen go shimmy, shimmy, shimmy. All through the town. Anybody see your house in there? Anybody see any drag queens you particularly like in there? The cheeks on the drag queen go blush, blush, blush. Blush, blush, blush. Blush, blush, blush. The cheeks on the drag queen go blush, blush, blush. All through the town. We're getting through that town. The fingers on the drag queen go snap, snap, snap. Snap, snap, snap. Snap, snap, snap. Can you snap? The fingers on the drag queen go snap, snap, snap. All through the town. This is another one of my favorites. The mouth on the drag queen goes blah, blah, blah. Blah, blah, blah. Blah, blah, blah. The mouth on the drag queen goes blah, blah, blah. All through the town. That's because drag queens, usually we move our mouth to other people's words, and we talk a lot. Here's the big finish. The dance of the drag queen goes twirl, twirl, twirl. Twirl, twirl, twirl. Twirl, twirl, twirl. The dance of the drag queen goes twirl, twirl, twirl. All through the town. Look at all those drag queens. Have any of you ever been to see a drag queen do a story hour? Or have you been to a pride parade where you've seen a whole ton of drag queens marching through the town? Maybe. The end. So, again, I'm Lil Miss Hot Mess, and if you're just tuning in, I was reading from my brand new book, The Hips on the Drag Queen Go Swish, 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 which comes out May 5th, 2020, just a couple days from now, from Running Press Kids. Again, please support your local independent bookstore if you can. And I think to finish things off, why don't we sing the song? We're just gonna do it a cappella, which means we're just gonna sing it, and I think you'll pick up on the movements pretty quickly. So we're gonna start with our hips, and we're gonna go, the hips on the drag queen go swish, swish, swish. Swish, 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 swish. The hips on the drag queen go swish, swish, swish. All through the town. The hair on the drag queen goes up, 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 up. The hair on the drag queen goes up, 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 all through the town. The shoes on the drag queen go stomp, stomp, stomp. Hope you can hear that stomp, stomp, stomp. Stomp, stomp, stomp. The shoes on the drag queen go stomp, stomp, stomp. All through the town. The jewels on the drag queen go bling, 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 bling. The jewels on the drag queen go bling, 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 all through the town. This is fun. The shoulders on the drag queen go shimmy, 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 shimmy. The shoulders on the drag queen go shimmy, 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 all through the town. The cheeks on the drag queen go blush, 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 blush. The cheeks on the drag queen go blush, 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 all through the town. The fingers on the drag queen go snap, 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 snap. The fingers on the drag queen go snap, 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 all through the town. Just a couple more. The mouth on the drag queen goes blah, 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 blah. The mouth on the drag queen goes blah, 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 all through the town. Big finish. The dance of the drag queen goes twirl, 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 twirl. The dance of the drag queen goes twirl, 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 all through the town. Big finish. Give yourselves a round of applause. You are all now officially drag queens in training. Again, my name is Lil Miss Hot Mess. I'm part of Drag Queen Story Hour. You can learn more about us at www.dragqueenstoryhour.org and look for my book, The Hips on the Drag Queen Go Swish, 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 out very soon, and you can learn more about that and me at lilmisshotmess.com. That's L-I-L misshotmess.com. See you soon.
What is up, DragCon? It is Kalen Allen, and I just want to say that I know it is absolute trash that we are not at the Los Angeles Convention Center right now, together, living it up, living our best lives. But I just want to hope that everybody is staying home and staying safe, and I want you to know that sooner or later this will all be over, and we will be back to sashaying and living our best lives and slaying the runway, baby. But until then, stay home, stay safe. I love you, and this is a journey, indeed.
Loyal fans, welcome, thank you for coming. If you're watching this video, then I have died. And this is a list of things I need you to do. Find the chalice. Welcome to the fuck. Thank you all for coming. Welcome to the lockdown with me.
No.
This, is my hair okay? I feel like I look like a marshmallow. I don't know why I wouldn't plan something, do you know what I mean? So if you were gonna buy tickets to my show, which has now been cancelled, oh my fuck. The song I'm about to perform for you is a little rendition from my new show, Pussy Boy. If you are going to come, thank you very much. If not, fuck you.
You're messing it up. You're just messing it up.
Oh! Please help me.
Can you just move over to the left a bit, please?
Like Rihanna.
It's actually Beyonce, but whatever.
No. Can you come over here and deal with it, please?
That looks better.
Does it? Yes?
Yes!
I'm gonna do it, and I'm gonna do the song now.
Okay.
So stop distracting me. I'm quite an emotional person. I'll cry at like most things. If I'm stroking a cat or if I get my makeup wrong, pathetic, I know. Or like Marley and Me, you white people, you know what I'm talking about. But I'm particularly bad when it comes to relationships, and this next song's about that. So I'm a sensitive guy. The thought of kittens or death makes me cry. So for my lover they need to discover the complex reasons for how and why. Why I'm upset again, why I can't pin down any solid friends, why I'm forever on the border, or why I'm rocking in the corner. But lovers don't arrive like that. You can't just have them at the drop of a hat. Especially when you're deep like me. Especially when you're complicated. But that's fine. I've had a few now in my time, so I guess I should whine about them again. But before all of that shit, you need to know one thing. I know it may seem it, but I'm not the manliest of men. I'm just a delicate flower, a rose that always needs someone around her. a delicate flower. I started seeing this girl some time ago. Seeing as in dated, yeah, shocking, I know. Me and her, we got on like a house on fire. If that house had burnt to the ground, I'd look to her and say, I've got a new problem today. I say problem, I mean problems, there's multiple. That's the problem. I think I'm gross in the face and I've got ugly everywhere. And I'm going round my waist and I've got spots which isn't fair. I think I'm mentally unwell, but you don't know. Doesn't show, tear grow and your brain goes and you get slow. I think I might be a dickhead who's better off dead. I don't know, what do you think? What's going on in your head? Do you hate me? Do you still love me? Need me? Hear me? Hug and wanna please me? I adore you, please so just don't leave me. You make my life so that I see and breathe easy. Without you I was nothing, but now I'm 14. I know that we're just meant to be. I'm just a delicate flower, a rose that always needs someone around her. A lone wolf without the pack, or an exposed scrotal sack. I'm sensitive each and every hour, like a delicate flower. You do so much for me, and I'm grateful every day. I've never loved someone I love in this way. You make me so happy, and we found each other so early on in our lives. And yeah, we've discovered that we are to be married, and children we shall breed. But before all of that, there's just one thing that I need. I think I may be bi, in fact I know that it's true. So I love you, but I wanna be with boys too. And if you don't wanna own it, then I don't know, I'd say that's quite biphobic. If you wanna leave, then go. I hate when people linger, see, and yes, this is probably why I lose it when you finger me. I know I'm shit, and nothing that you say or do is gonna change it. If you disagree with me, then you're lying. And if you agree, you're a bitch, but I love you. Oh my god, do I still love you? You'll always have a place on my shelf, because you're perfect and special, my cute sexy devil. And I almost love you as much as I love myself. I'm just an innocent breath of nature, a saucy blossoming perfect creature, hot like fire, as cute as Cupid. What do you mean I'm fucking deluded? I'm sensitive each and every hour, like a delicate flower, like a gorgeous puppet. You must think the same, or you wouldn't give me attention. Look at me, I'm skinny, cause all I eat is validation. Life rained down on me with a golden shower. Don't be jealous, there's no need to be sour. If everyone else is a bungalow, then I'm a fucking tower. With perfection comes a great deal of power, and I'm a delicate flower.
Oh, I'm sorry. You just caught me thinking about how today's gonna end. But I don't want it to end. I don't want Digital DragCon to end. I don't. Don't worry though, we still have more stuff coming up. And so we still have more stuff coming up. Get yourself together. Okay. Next up, we have a special message from none other than Tony Hale.
Hey DragCon, how's it going? Tony Hale here. I know I don't look half as fabulous as I'm sure all of you do right now, but I just wanted to say hi, and these are crazy times we're living in right now. Crazy. And just wanted to encourage everybody to keep being kind to each other. We're going to get through this, and be kind to yourself. Oh, my goodness, please be kind to yourself. It's all about love. Love, love, love. Keep loving. And please be safe. Okay, bye-bye.
Hello DragCon world, I'm really excited to be part of this and to be able to share this with you guys. My name is Artsy Busy and I'm the motherfucking gender bending clown, and I'm here to take you on a high, and I hope you guys enjoy. Today I'm going to show you how to do this look, how to achieve the artsy look, and then I'm going to show you guys how I usually edit my pictures because I get that question quite often. I'm going to show you guys how you could do it by yourself. So basically, today I want to show you guys a look that is a combination of pretty much all the styles that I have. I feel like I'm a mixture of a lot of things. A lot of people's favorites are like my alien looks, which is not personally one of my favorites. I like the clown ones better, but I think I'm gonna do a mixture of these two. Just because I feel like being a clown today. I'm a clown. I feel like right now, like I want to explain to you guys like what I feel inspired by, but I feel like I get inspired by like everything basically. I want to do a look that matches my hair because it's a new hair and I like it. Do you guys want to know why I like clowns? Aesthetically wise, aesthetic wise, that's how you say it. Aesthetic wise, they're really pretty and cute, but I think there's such like a meaning book behind it. Being a fool, like choosing to look like a fool, makes you kind of powerful. So basically, I apply with this tiny brush because if you apply with a big brush, I find it just doesn't do as many like details. Like I don't mean detail, but I mean like precision kind of. That's why I like to use this one, but it's really long. So I'm gonna do it and then come back. I don't know why, but I feel like simplicity in a look always wins. At least for me. Maybe it's because my mind is so not simple that I like to feel a little more simple. To be honest, I feel like being an artist diagnosed with BPD, I feel like it shows through my art. Like it all kind of not looks the same, but like anything I do will be a version of myself. I feel like every character that I have, like every type of makeup that I do comes from a different type of thought. Yeah, to be honest, I feel like without BPD, my art wouldn't be the same at all, which is kind of why I have learned to like it. And I learned that like I'm not alone, like a lot of people also have it. I think it just makes us more passionate about the work that we do. I am also running out of eyeliner. Yes. See, I do everything out of order. It's just I do whatever when I feel like doing it. I also feel like I get inspired by movies a lot. Like, not even in a way that is related to makeup, but I just feel like spiritually, it helps me get creative. Do you ever feel like you're such in your own little world that like you don't make sense to anyone else but yourself? That's me. So you can see how my approach to a look is pretty messy, impulsive, and last minute. But I feel like that's what gives the best work. Because I feel like that's how you let your brain just go with the flow. And you're not forcing yourself to do anything you don't want to do in the moment. The Jonas Brothers are stuck in my head. And also I feel like a lot of the times I look at myself in the mirror and I just go with my hand, I just do this. I don't know why, but it helps me a lot to just like picture the look without drawing it. It makes me realize what my hand wants to do, not necessarily my brain, because sometimes my brain can be thinking something and my body cannot physically do it. So I just let my hand do the talking. I feel so proud to be Canadian, especially right now with all the shit show. But I get a lot of my inspirations not from like all the world. Like, I mean, I do get inspired by like people online and people that I know, but I feel like the artists that are from Montreal, at least the ones I know, they're so good. I feel like I get a lot of my inspiration from them. I don't know if it's because they're in real life people, but I feel like they literally inspire me to push myself, because sometimes I look at myself next to them and I'm like, what am I feel like Montreal inspires me in a way that like there's so much diversity. I feel there's people of all like ethnicities, all genders, all sexualities. It's just, I feel like it's just really open. So here's the final look, clown realness. The first thing I do to edit my picture is that I go on Facetune and I click on smooth and I smooth out some of the detailing, like my skin. And then when I'm done with that, I go into the details to like put more colors basically, because it kind of gets lost in the picture sometimes if the sun isn't properly there. And then my favorite part is that I edit my eyes. I usually do them like all white, but today I wanted to go with a yellow that matched the makeup. And then I edit my body, and a lot of people always ask me why I do that, and I think a lot of people don't like that I do it, but I'd like to just remind everyone that my makeup isn't to look realistic, it's to look like a clown, a gender-bending clown. So I want to push it even more by editing my face and the features that I wouldn't normally have, and it's fun to be able to do it through face tuning instead of you know, surgeries. And then when I'm done with Facetune, I save the picture and I go on VSCO, yes, that's how you pronounce it. And I just basically make it more like artistic, like less selfie. And I just play with the colors and the balance of the white, and then I put some grains in it, and I call it a day.
Hey everyone, it's the Vivienne.
And I'm Bag of Chips.
And we have got a brand new podcast called Fancy a Brew.
We'll be doing question and answers, we'll be singing songs, we'll be gossiping.
Oh yes, we're gonna be a couple of bitches.
So whether you're in the car on the way to work or chilling out in the bath, get the kettle on, grab a cup of tea, and join me and Bagger for Fancy a Brew!
It's much better!
Hey kitty girls, there's still a chance to win $500 from Manscaped. One lucky winner will win $500 and 3 runner-ups will win Perfect Package 3.0. All you have to do is post your DragCon look and hashtag DCXManscaped. Also, you have to follow Manscaped and DragCon on Instagram. After you've done all that, then head to the Wow Report and tell us a little bit about yourself, okay? Now, I want to see those looks. Honey, good luck.
5 minutes, Jason.
Thank you. Whoopsies, can't go on set looking like that. Looks like Jason found the Manscaped Lawnmower 3.0, complete with a built-in LED light that illuminates your area for more precise trimming. Rad! Not a problem. It's waterproof. Get 20% off plus free shipping when you purchase your Perfect Package 3.0 using the promo code DragCon at manscaped.com.
Hey everyone, it's me, Yuhua Hamasaki, and recently I took a poll on social media asking you guys what kind of queen am I, and has come to my conclusion that I am the bootleg queen. So in honor of y'all's opinions, I have created some merch. Not only do I have the bootleg queen pin, but also I have the All Stars Never pin. Both 100% hard enamel glass. Look how fabulous they are, baby. Plus, I also have these fans. Perfect way to throw shade and also perfect during the summer to save yourself on some electric bill, baby. Why not order a bunch? I know that if I see you clacking them in the club, I won't say that you're culturally appropriating. I promise. I also have 8x10 prints with my signature on them that will be arriving in a sleek folder to prevent wrinkles. Because I care about how you spend your money. Your money equals quality merch. Lastly, I have t-shirts with my face on it. 100% comfortable, 100% soft, and 100% made in the USA, baby. Chinatown. Originally, I was gonna sell these shirts for $30, but since I love y'all so much, these can be yours for $29.99. All merch can be purchased at www.yuhuahamasaki.com.
Hi Digital DragCon, my name is Ivy Bryan and I am here today with Nerds Vote. We're here to ask you to support the Postal Service. I can't believe it's 2020 and I'm sitting here asking you guys to support the Postal Service, but apparently the federal government does not give enough funding to the United States Postal Service. So it's up to us to try to make our voices heard so we can make a difference. The first way to help is to purchase stamps or to purchase merchandise from the United States Postal Service. They have these adorable little toy trucks that you can purchase. That's a way to directly fund the USPS. The second way is to email your local representatives to put pressure on the federal government to give more funding to the United States Postal Service. Of course, our representatives work for us, so it's important that they listen to what we have to say. It affects everyone. The United States Postal Service is a federal issue. The third way to get involved is to sound off online. Sometimes it takes more of a public approach to get things done. So you can do that by going on Twitter, Instagram, or Facebook and talking about why the USPS should be supported by the federal government. If you use the hashtag NerdsVote or @NerdsVote, we'll amplify your message. There'll be a lot more pressure on the United States Postal Service to be funded by the federal government. The fourth way to get involved is to ask 3 friends to do the same. It makes so much a difference if we have more people getting involved. The more people that are involved is the louder our voices are together. So ask 3 friends to do the same thing, to email their reps, to buy stamps, and to sound off online, because that puts more pressure on the federal government to support the United States Postal Service. Thank you so much. and happy Digital DragCon!
Hey there, how are we doing? It has been day 2 of Digital DragCon. Have you been enjoying yourself? I've certainly been enjoying myself. I'm wearing pajama pants underneath here. There's fashion, there's comfort. It's possible. We can do both. I'm here to inspire you to do that during this quarantine. Now, folks, one of the big reasons that we've been having Digital DragCon is an opportunity to continue to support these tremendous performers and all these tremendous vendors who would have been selling at DragCon. So I deeply encourage you to go check out all those folks' websites, buy stuff from their stores, tip these queens, and, you know, love on them for all the great work that they've been doing. Now my name's Provvidenza. I've been hosting all weekend. This is going to be my personal goodbye. That doesn't mean the show is over. I've been Provvidenza. I've been your host. Goodbye, and I love you. But before all that, we still have another block of performances and panels and music. So to start that bit, we've got one of my favorite interviewers, Craig MacNeil, interviewing best name in drag, Karen from Finance. Let's give it over to Craig and Friends live.
Hey everybody, and welcome to Digital DragCon. Of course, this might be a redundant welcome based on how the segments are being aired, so you may have already seen me welcome you, but I can't welcome you strong enough, especially that now I'm welcoming Karen from Finance all the way from Melbourne to Digital DragCon. Welcome, Karen, and thanks for joining me.
Oh, my pleasure. Hi, Digital DragCon. However, in this current climate, Craig, my new name is Karen from Finance from the home office. How does that work?
I think that works terrifically. Yeah, so you've been doing some work from home, and a lot of that work is not in drag because your drag is in storage.
My drag's in storage, yes, ma'am. I like to say we packed up the office literally. You know how quickly things happened. There were dire circumstances. So, yeah, Karen from Finance truly is living in a box in a cupboard at the moment. But you know, I like to just say this is what it looks like when we're working from home.
Yeah, exactly. It's just a different angle, a different circumstance. And speaking of circumstances, what were the circumstances surrounding your trip home from wherever you are when all of this started to pop off?
Gosh, it's so funny. Everyone's stories are so different, aren't they? But I had a day, it was a Friday. The last gig, the last live show that I did was the Friday night. And I spent the whole day sitting at my desk getting phone call after email after phone call after email of just like cancellations, one after the other.
Sure.
Obviously, I'm supposed to be in LA for DragCon this weekend, right. So I'm not there. There was a Drag Fest in the UK. Was supposed to be coming up in June. It's since been postponed, so that's been knocked back. I'm supposed to have just finished doing the Melbourne International Comedy Festival with my show Out of Office, and everything the schedule just got wiped clean.
That must have been such a bizarre feeling when it all started to unravel like that.
Well, yeah, and you know, I think we all kind of react differently, but we all laugh. It's like laughing in the face of danger. I think Simba says that in The Lion King, doesn't he?
I think so, yeah.
That's all I could do. I thought, what is happening to the world? What's happening to our lives? This is, all right, I'm going to have a lot of free time on my hands. So I just laughed in bewilderment.
And it must feel like that era of touring is a million miles away, like it's just in the bygone era. Does it feel like that?
Yeah, it feels like it feels like a dream or like a long lost memory. It's funny, you know, like when you're living in a circumstance, you feel as if nothing is ever going to change. But as soon as, like, you know, now things have changed. I think it's been 7 weeks since I've done a live show, but that 7 weeks feels like a lifetime ago.
It always feels like whatever era we're in is going to be lasting forever, whether it's a good one or a bad one. And I think that we can all think back to times in our lives where it seemed like not this will never end, but it just seemed like, well, this is the way of life as far as I will ever know it for the foreseeable future. But this stuff always changes, and there's an impermanence to life that sometimes is really bittersweet. Sometimes it's really sad. But the beauty of it is that tells us that, as George Harrison says, or said, all things must pass. And this era, too, will pass, even though we have no idea when it will end and when it will move on. But we can even use the previous era, year and a half or whatever, like, say, for me, after starting the podcast until now, you know, it's a very different circumstance because I traveled all over the world for the first time had never done that before. And we've shared a lot of discussions about that because I don't know if the timeline is exactly the same, but it's fairly similar circumstances for you.
Yeah, I think the timelines are pretty similar. I think that things got a little more crazy in the US before they got crazy in Australia, but because we were kind of watching from a distance, watching from afar, we were preparing ourselves. So the timelines are very similar, yeah. But I think it's interesting what you were saying before about eras and almost like living in the moment. You know, sometimes feels like it's going to last forever, and then as soon as it's gone, it feels like it was a lifetime ago. I don't know if you've seen Sex Education on Netflix.
No, I haven't. Sex education, though, fabulous topic. So I feel like I might be mildly interested in it. But tell me a little bit about it.
I think you'll love it. But there's a line or a quote or an idea that they discuss in Sex Education where I think it's the mother who's a sex therapist is talking to her son, and she says something along the lines of, "No one ever looks back at losing their virginity and says, 'I wish that I did that earlier.'" Right, so it's like, right. And so I guess that really that kind of, you know, creates the idea of how important it is to live in the moment and not rush anything. And I guess I'm kind of using that philosophy in this, you know, isolation, quarantine, downtime, whatever you want to call it, is that I'm trying my hardest not to look towards the end when this is over and we can go back either to normal or back to civilization or whatever it is that, you know, the new world holds for us. But it's really about making the most of this downtime now while we've got it, because it's kind of, I mean, when you think about it, it's kind of magical, isn't it? When has this ever happened? When have we ever had this opportunity of not being able to go to work and being forced to stay at home?
That's true. And even amidst the financial worries, and some people have a lot, you know, scarier situation than we do or other people, etc. But there are good things that can be fashioned out of even the bleakest of circumstances. And I think that we can all look back in our own personal histories, our nation's histories, and the world's histories to find examples of that can help us pull through in the darker of moments, because we all are going to be going through a crazy cycle of emotions, some emotions that we're not even familiar with yet. But we really owe it to ourselves and everyone else to find the good things that we can do. For instance, Digital DragCon, whatever, or with my daily Live from Lockdown series, which, you know, allows me to hear directly from listeners their feelings and also to process my own feelings by reading theirs and also sharing my own. And you know, also the two of us have traveled a lot in the last 2 years, a lot more than I ever have. You've a bit of an adventurer and also have lived in some places that maybe you thought you'd be living in forever the rest of your life. In particular, is it Sharks Bay? What's the name of the place?
You nailed it in one. Yeah, Shark Bay. That was, gosh, you know, I think that was about 8 years ago now. Yeah. And when I moved there, I thought that I was moving there forever. I lived there for 8 months, and I thought that was my new future until I changed my mind and decided to move back to the city, back to Melbourne. And then, you know, even a month or two in, it felt like a lifetime ago.
Sure, I can imagine. And also just being away from things, away from the physical location, of course. But then also there's a whole mental state that you adopt whenever you're living in a new place or a new situation. And it's funny to think about it in the moment, about how this will change and how this is a change from the prior one. And of course, we're so early in the process right now of adapting to this crazy situation for many reasons, because there's nothing that's ever been like it before, but also because it just takes time to gradually adjust to a new circumstance. For instance, when I was no longer living with someone in this apartment, I was so happy to not be living with them anymore. But it was so bizarre because after almost 14 years of cohabitation, you just don't know what to do, and you can't rush the process. Like you said before, rushing it does no good, and actually you can't. It's just like trying to get out of a certain feeling or trying to cope with something like grief. It takes as long as it's going to take.
Yeah, you're so right. And it's so important to give yourself the opportunity to live in the moment, not so that you can make the most of it, but so that you can kind of go through the dark sides of it as well. Of course, I've been out of work for 7 weeks, and most of that, I'm feeling pretty positive about it at the moment. I'm feeling pretty good today. But most of that time, I've been feeling really dark and really scared and really concerned for what the future holds. But I think that I really needed to give myself kind of that dark period and those dark days to be able to feel good about myself and my situation now. And I guess I kind of knew that was going to be the case. While I was feeling dark, I knew that it was temporary and I was going to come out of it. And I'm really glad that I did, because I'm certainly feeling great today. I'm working on some fun things.
Oh, good. Good. That's good to know. And also, that's a good example of what we need to do during this time. Not just, say, take advantage of the time and all that stuff, because that can sound very difficult and also can sound trite or minimizing. It's important to take the time to go through the dark stuff. And it's very hard for a lot of us sometimes to do that, because maybe we have pre-existing mental conditions, that might make it a little bit more difficult to engage in that, to sit in those feelings. But it's really what we have to do for ourselves. We owe it to ourselves too. And this is something that makes me think of how past exposure to scary things, difficult times, can help you later on. And so even if this is the first time that you've had a serious depressive time or scary time, this will help you later on in life. Once we're out of this era, and which will end, I just like to remind everyone of that, no matter how many times I might be restating it. You will be able to look back at this time and take lessons from it when you're in another bad time in the future, because the sad truth of it is there will be bad things that happen for all of us in life going forward. Obviously, and hopefully, nothing as major, as severe as this one right now. But if you think back about anyone who passed in your life that you were close to, not that it makes it necessarily easier when someone else does, but you at least know that you have the tools and the capability to weather that storm and to get to the other side of it, even though it's always still difficult. But you can do it.
Yeah, that's right. It's like it's a motivator, isn't it? Knowing that you can draw on past experiences and say, hey, I had this really dark stage and it was awful, but I weathered it and I've come out the other end. It empowers you for the future.
Yeah, it really does. Yeah. And, it's funny because I mentioned the travel stuff before, and we had some really wonderful chats about getting swept up into the flying life. I know that you traveled a bit more, as I mentioned earlier, but I never really traveled the world like I did in the last 2 years. And it's really a funny thing when we also talked yesterday about having mild regrets about maybe some financial stuff from the last year, but then there's really no way to do that, because if I hadn't spent the money on going on my trips and interviewing people in England and in Australia, I wouldn't have those experiences. And I wouldn't have learned what I learned during all of that time that I can now hang on to for certain things. And also, we're not sure when travel is going to be a possibility, or at least a favorable, desirable possibility for a long time. So even when I did slip into that mindset for a minute, I thought, no, wait a second. I'm so thankful for all the things that I've done and was able to do. And everything is potentially risky to a future situation, maybe not. But I'm so glad that I was in England earlier this year, because when am I going to see it again, or when we were in England together last year and had just the most wonderful time.
Yeah, that's exactly right. You just have to live with no regrets. Of course, you can live smartly. But
what? No. Don't say something crazy like that. No. I'm kidding, obviously, but yeah, live smartly. Yeah, right.
Yeah, you can live smartly, but you can't put too much energy into feeling regretful for past decisions.
You just start thinking about everything like, oh, I shouldn't have done this, I shouldn't have done that. And it's an easy thing to get into, but the best thing to do, and I think that you owe it to yourself, I owe it to myself, is to not indulge in that. You can recognize that you're having a feeling like that, but then think about why you're having a feeling like that. And a lot of times it's a knee-jerk thing where it's easier to sort of pick on yourself. And it's almost comfortable, especially if you've had issues with kids and bullies and all that stuff. But really, it doesn't do you any good. So make sure, for those of you watching, don't allow that in, because that's just a negative self-talk kind of pattern.
Yeah, and all those dark feelings are okay in this time. My gosh, this is like the darkest thing that's happened in most of our lifetimes, and probably will be the darkest time that most of us will experience in our lifetime. And if you're not feeling productive, if you don't want to get out of bed, it's absolutely fine. Ideally, ideally, this is the worst. This is the worst time most of us are going to have in our life. I mean, for a lot of us, it probably isn't, but it is pretty crazy. Nothing like this has happened and it's been like 100 years. It's right. It's pretty traumatic. It's pretty awful.
And you brought up something really important too. again, we said it'd be the best thing to do to make the use of this time, but you know what? However you need to cope is totally fine. So if it's laying in bed, you know, if it's like barely showering, whatever it is, don't feel bad about any of that too. It's not like you have to get to the office at any point. You know?
No, but you can fake outside life in your own life. I've been making sure that I still label my food in the fridge, even though no other arsehole's going to eat it except me. But hey, it makes me feel a little bit normal.
So you're working on some other things now, which of course you can't reveal, but you're just thinking about new ways to communicate and entertain?
Well, I'm just prepping myself for what the new world is going to hold. And I've made a really hard decision not to kind of jump on the bandwagon of creating like really any live videos. I've got some videos that I am working on that, you know, you're going to see over this DragCon weekend and in the future coming out of my channels. But I'm really working on my new show, which, you know, fingers crossed is going to still be ready by this summer coming, or winter in the US, but summer here in Australia. It's an outrageous show. It's a follow-up to my first show, which was called Out of Office. I don't have a new name for the new show yet, but it's certainly just as outrageous as the first. And I'm really enjoying using this time to slowly work on that.
That's great. And now where can people go to, if they haven't already bookmarked it, to find out about your latest activities and adventures?
Well, I mean, all of the social media channels, my Instagram handle is really easy. It's just at Karen from Finance. But I'll be keeping my website, KarenFromFinance.com, updated through this time. And as soon as I know postponed dates, new dates for all these tours and works that I'm working on now, that's the first place I update. So that's a great place to check it out.
Great. And we'll have to tape an episode of Lockdown sometime soon.
Yes, please. I'm desperate. I've been listening at home when I drive to the supermarket, when I sit in my towel for 4 hours before I can even bring myself to dress. I listen nearly every day. I would love to tape Lockdown.
Oh, that's wonderful. And for those of you who are watching this that aren't familiar with it, Live from Lockdown is a daily edition of the Whimsically Volatile, aka Craig and Friends podcast. And Karen will be on it. Lots of other fabulous people that you'll be seeing on this whole procession will be on it. And also, you've been on the Patreon episodes. You've been in the Hot Dog Club episodes, which you can find at patreon.com/CraigandFriends. And there you'll find a whole bunch of stuff. And that whole thing, that whole enterprise, Hot Dog Club, supports the show and what you're watching right now. And we'll be doing a movie club at some point. I'm excited about that. And it's been really lovely chatting with you. And I'm glad we got a chance to yesterday as well.
It's been lovely chatting with you as well. And yeah, let's keep the phone calls coming. Let's keep the Zoom chats and the FaceTimes happening. They really, you know, they can be hard to bring myself to pick up the phone sometimes, but it's always worthwhile.
Yeah, it is. It's funny too, because when it's hard to pick up the phone, it's like a slightly step more difficult to put on the camera.
And those darn people that call you when you're not ready and you're like in bed or in your pajamas at some ungodly hour, like, hey, give me a break.
The funniest too is if you're like basically just getting out of bed, and in that case I'm completely nude, and it's like, okay, like hang on, sometimes a FaceTime at that time is good, it's perfect, it's what you want, but most of the time it's like, hey, yeah, and you're like just showing the top of your face, like, listen, can I call you back in just a minute? I just had to sign for something that came, actually the camera that you're looking at me on now was delivered yesterday, and I was so freaked out, and I actually said to the guy through the door, yeah, hang on, I got to put on pants. I was just like loafing around, well, not loafing around, I was working, but I was just sitting in my underwear, a t-shirt, and like my hair every which way, and I was like bugged out, because then it's so funny because you have to go, I got to put gloves, a mask, okay, and then you run through your little checklist of like, what do I do to keep myself safe in that? And oh yeah, put on pants probably. So the next time I'm just going to be like, you fucking sign it yourself, pal. I just drop the thing. But it all works out and it's fine, and we get over these little momentary terrors and
these little humps.
These little humps, yeah. And listen, I want to thank you again, and I want to say thank you to everyone at World of Wonder and Digital DragCon and everyone watching. We love you, and we'll talk to you soon.
Yeah, thank you so much for tuning in. Have a great weekend, everybody. Take care.
Call me a rebel, call me mutinous, call me daring, for chasing my dreams. Call me a fighter, call me dangerous, call me a champion, cause I've got the hits. I've got this vision, this ambition, and it makes me believe that I could change the world, is why they crown me queen. This condition that I live in, I've been made to believe that my pigment's insufficient, I've no right to my dreams. Welcome to the hive, welcome to the hive. Rap for the brown kids misrepresented. Thought you repented for that shit they done. Went from inception, I had no protection, just degradation and humiliation. It's newfangled slavery, but I will fight bravely until you can treat me like I am your own. In skin that's illegal, just want to be equal. I've released the beast of emancipation. To the hive. Call me. Yo, I known this motherfucker for like 5 years, and I still haven't seen a black person on his Instagram. And I said, welcome to the hive. Raw, unfiltered. Raw, unfiltered. Roll with my click, like click, click, click. Picture this, you could double click my bubble, but bitch. Right, in my highlight, she done ready had hers. Miss Honey D, raw and unfiltered. Roll with my click, like click, click, click. Picture this, you could double click my bubble, but bitch. Right, in my highlight, she done ready had hers. Miss Honey D, raw and unfiltered. Just keep fighting, smile for the camera, find your lighting, put a cute face on, dance to the rhythm, no, I don't give a fuck who's buff, I'll make it on. Just keep fighting, smile for the camera, find your lighting, put a cute face on, dance to the rhythm, no, I don't give a fuck who's buff, I'll make it on. Get some on the side, honey, I can let it slide as long as you worship me. Worship me. Say you love me, no one else above me. You like my ivory tower. Worship me. On your knees, boy, begging please, boy. Tremble before my power. Worship me. Beautiful, tell me you adore me. Give me your wild flower. Give me pleasure, I'll be yours forever. Every waking hour, worship me. When I was a baby, my mama said to me, you could be a peasant child or you could be a queen. So I stepped onto the playground and I did a little twirl. I worked that bitch like a runway strip and I rocked their little world. I caused a little drama, I always make a scene. I'm hotter than a sauna, I'll make your boyfriend scream. I'll burn like marijuana, bow down before your queen. Cause you can't have a little fun without a bit of disaster. I'm trouble, chaos in a dress. I'm trouble, absolutely fabulous. I'm trouble, don't you mess with me. I'm trouble, sing it, honey. D-I-O-U-B-L. I'm trouble, a hurricane with wheels. I'm trouble, I know you like the way you feel. I'm trouble, if you like what you see. I'm trouble, let's get it. D-I-O-U-B-L-E. What you fighting for? What you fighting for? What you fighting for? Love is my shield and I yield and I'm doing me. I keep it sweet so you hate slay. Work, bitch. Yeah, slay. Work, bitch. Breathe on this track, they all freeze at my back. I like trees cause I'm stressed. Can I eat, cannot rest, no need to confess, cause this is not a test. Another one of us just took a bullet in his breast. Oceans in my cheek, ball and chain on my feet. Every hood full of those who just needed a degree. Screams in my soul, but I be's what I'm told. And I'm wishing they love me the way they love their gold. Cause I slayed just like them, God hears me pray just like them. Tell me, will we see the day where she gets paid just like him? Oceans in my cheek, ball and chain on my feet. Every hood full of those who just needed a degree. Screams in my soul, but I be's what I'm told. And I'm wishing they love me the way they love their gold. Love their gold. Love their gold. Word, bitch, yeah, slay. You are too big. Fetishize my big D, but I'm too out for your party. Love me like I'm made like you. Just love me. Love me like I'm made like you. Tell me where can I begin? How hard this has really been. Treat me like I'm worthless just because I got more melanin. I'm not joking, bitch. We ain't spilling tea without no green, so what we're token, bitch. Spent a lot of life in the light like a token chick. Wishing for the day where our colors could just coexist, please. This drag game is racist. I'm black and I'm slaying audacious, audaciously. I don't wanna waste my life chasing after what's not mine. You don't have to hold the knife to draw the blood. I don't wanna waste my life chasing after what's not mine. You don't have to hold the knife to draw the blood.
Hi, my name is Cayman Edwards, and I'm the author of The One and Only Dylan St. Clair. So The One and Only Dylan St. Clair is kind of a reimagining of my childhood if I didn't have a fear of being too feminine or a fear of being labeled gay by, other kids. He is unapologetically himself and does exactly what he wants to do, and it doesn't matter if that's popular or if that's looked down on. He has the confidence to just go all in. My message to parents would be to encourage kids, to give them complete support for whatever they love, because there are so many outside forces that will inevitably get into your head. At a certain age, you're eventually going to get that voice in the back of your head that tells you not to do things. So a book like this helps get rid of that voice. And to me, that is what life is all about. Life is way too short to apologize for doing things that you genuinely want to do. And by the way, he's not the one and only. There's a lot of kids like Dylan St. Clair out there.
Hello, friends. My name is Devin Green. That's right. Well, hello. It is indeed Devin Green. I've got a special celebrity actress guest, Varla Jean Merman, with us.
Oh, thank you, Devin. How are you? I'm so glad to be on whatever this is.
Well, today it's character creation, especially for those of you who ever intend on appearing on Snatch Game. let's warm up. Varla Jean, say your name.
Varla. Jean.
Yes.
Merman.
Incredible. Now say your name with an accent.
Varla Jean Merman, matey. Thank you.
Yeah.
Aye, matey. Oh, Varla Jean Merman.
Varla Jean, make the sound of a pussycat, please. You can add something to it, for example, a strong emotion, like an angry cat. How about a sexy cat?
Meow.
Angry and sexy at the same time, like usual. That is called method acting. Now, what if we had a cat that was very specific? What famous cat? Scroll through your mind. What are famous cats in history, on film or TV? Who would your mind go to?
Tony the Tiger.
Let's do it.
I'm great. Wait, that sounds like my salty semen I did earlier. I have two faces.
Semen and no semen. What celebrity impersonation could you do?
Well, I do a very good Charlene from Designing Women.
How would she do a pussycat sound?
Meow, Mary Jo. I think meow. Meow, Mary Jo.
How would Cher do it?
Oh, yeah, meow, meow. Cher,
yeah.
Meow.
Yeah, meow.
Meow.
And Liza?
Meow. Meow. That's terrible. Meow.
Meow.
I can do Blanche Devereaux.
Do Blanche Devereaux. Just do, hi, I'm Blanche Devereaux.
Hi, I'm Blanche Devereaux.
That's amazing. Now let's give her a quality that nobody knows about, like a crossed eye.
Hi, I'm Blanche Devereaux.
Now give her a broken arm.
Hi, ow, I'm Blanche Devereaux.
That is acting. Varla Jean, this is a huge dialogue helper. I'm so thankful that you're here to help the youth with Snatch Game. Memorize this line, please. It's so big. Try it with a lisp.
It's so big.
Try it drunk.
All my answers have been. It's so.
Oh, en français.
It's so big.
And sexy, super sexy. And now you're horny.
Oh, it's so big. Oh, it's so big.
That is acting. Now, with everything, there's an arc, so we need a strong exit line. Something that only you could say. What would that be? Varla Jean Merman, VarlaJeanOnline.com. Varla Jean Merman, what's your exit line?
Stop staring at me.
Thank you so much, Varla Jean Merman, celebrity. Cheers.
Cheers. Good morning. Good morning, everyone.
Perfect. Oh my God, that's dumb.
I feel a miracle. I know it's coming. I feel blessed. I feel blessed. And I owe it all to you. I feel blessed. I feel blessed. And there's nothing I can do. Sing hallelujah. Sing hallelujah.
Xbox Play.
Guys, I have some bad news. I think my puppy is homophobic. I do. He has come over here and tried to rip down my animal print background several times. I mean, that has to be the height of homophobia. The height. I'm gonna rehome him. Just kidding, I'm not. He's the cutest puppy ever. But he is homophobic and we do have to work on that, okay? Okay. Next up, it's probably the only thing that can soothe this conflict that I have in my heart, is another episode of Craig and Friends Live, this time featuring Craig speaking with Gabby Dunn.
Welcome everyone back to, or just to, Digital DragCon with my special guest, Gabby Dunn. And let me say, I'm Craig MacNeil, but of course you know that because you already subscribed to Craig and Friends Whimsically Volatile and Live from Lockdown, right? Anyway, welcome Gabby.
Excellent promotion.
Well,
nice.
Thank you. Thank you very much. And I should say, my guest Gabby Dunn of the fabulous podcast Just Between Us and Bad With Money, which you may have seen her do live at last year's DragCon LA.
Yes, I did. Back when we were allowed to be near people.
Yes, that's right. That's right. And that was a fabulous time.
Mm-hmm.
And we were going to be doing this live at LA DragCon this year.
Yes. And I was looking forward to it. I was surprised to be invited last year, too. I was like, who? Because I got nominated, too, for a World of Wonder Award, like around that same time. And I was like, who knows me here?
Oh, wait,
like,
the World of Wonder Award. Wait, the World of Wonder Award for podcast that I won.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. We were, I think, nominated against each other. But I I was like, who here? I still don't know. If you know me, if you're from World of Wonder and you know me, let me know, because I
Sure.
don't know how I got on your list. But I appreciate it.
Yeah, well, they love you, and we'll find out who loves you. We'll do a thorough
Tell me-
investigation.
Yeah, even if you're not the main person, if you work there and you love me, just let me know.
Yeah, we all like to know that kind of thing, right?
Yeah.
And what we're going to talk about, and we'll talk about here, is the subject of mental health. And it's an even more poignant and perfect thing to be talking about given the current circumstances.
Yeah. I mean, okay, so let me give the listeners like a lowdown. And I talk about this on the Just Between Us podcast, which is not officially about mental illness, but due to myself and my co-host Allison Raskin, who has severe OCD, and myself, who has bipolar 2, it often unofficially becomes just a show about mental illness. Take that however you want to take it. Either that we give advice about mental illness, or it's just clearly two mentally ill people talking to each other. But which I'm sure Whimsically Volatile can relate to, but...
Oh, yeah, I think just a little bit. Yeah.
Yeah. So I was not out about being bipolar until a couple years ago, even though I've like been on the internet for years and years, because I was worried about stigma, and I was worried about people saying, oh, Gabby's opinions, political opinions or feminist opinions or whatever, oh, those are just because she's crazy.
Right. Right.
And so I was worried because I had seen that so much, where people would, especially to women, say, oh, she's bipolar, like she's crazy. So then I was worried that no one would take me seriously if they knew. So that was the whole concern. And then also, I think people are worried about putting certain diagnoses on paper, because then it like shows up forever, and it kind of like can, you know, not for bipolar specifically, but like a friend of mine who's schizophrenic can't get TSA pre-check, although now who cares? But you know what I mean? Like,
right. In the era when that did matter. Yeah.
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 And there is a lot of stigma that's like institutionalized stigma too.
Right. Stigma is a real serious problem, but of course everyone now is even under more stress dealing with whatever issues that they might have, because this can be a really inflammatory kind of thing, particularly for people who have depressive issues. Now, I know that you've been doing some self-care things that have sort of preventives, such as not having any alcohol in the house. Not that you were a heavy drinker. I've only seen you moderately drink, but you were telling me in another time we were talking about how you just figured, you know what, this might lead into something bad right now, so maybe keep it away. Do you want to explain that a little bit?
Well, I've seen a lot of people talking about like, oh, it's quarantine, like let's get drunk, and like totally. But I also, as someone with like manic depression, it's a depressant. So I've been trying to actually, weirdly, I thought like being home all the time, I would smoke so much weed, or I would drink so much more. But I don't have any alcohol in my house, and I like haven't felt the need to. My younger sister, who you know, is like getting wine delivered, and I'm like, doesn't seem appealing to me. I don't know why. Maybe because the apocalypse makes me feel like I need to stay sharp. Like, I gotta be ready.
Yeah.
I gotta be ready to go at all times. In case I like just something happens and I need to operate a crossbow or something. Like, let's get it going. But yeah, I mean, we were also talking about like trying not to spiral, because part of bipolar disorder for me is delusion thinking. Yeah. So there's a lot of delusions where you convince yourself everything is bad, everything is horrible, it's all like it's all a catastrophe, all this kind of stuff. And then usually people in my life can say, okay, but like objectively that's not what's happening.
However,
but objectively it is what's happening, and I think that's relatable to a lot of people now, because especially when you have catastrophic thinking or when you have delusions where you're like everything is falling apart, and then that is a little bit true, so you feel like like super vindicated, where you're like, see, I was right the whole time. And I was talking about my comedy partner with her OCD. Now everything has to be so cleanly. So the stuff that she was doing anyway, which was wiping everything down, before people were like, that's nuts. Now everyone's doing it. And she's finding it hard to be like, okay, where's the line between my mental illness and what you actually now have to do, which
Right.
feeds into the worst habits of OCD. And me too. I'm like reading the news, and I could read the news during a normal day and be like, everything's falling apart, the world is ending. I'm in like a manic spiral where I'm like, everyone has to move to the desert and learn Chinese.
Especially because, you're such a big football fan, and that's not happening this year. So
I know. Yeah. Normally I would be all upset about the Miami Dolphins, but here we are.
yeah, you and me both. And by the way, is it football season? I wouldn't know. But, but for the premise, we're both just gutted by all the teams not playing. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. That's huge for me. But, so like now, right, to me, it is like, okay, get the doomsday prepper shit out. Like, I was right this whole time. So I don't know how you balance it or like figure out what is clouding your judgment that is like your mental illness and what is like true, which has always been hard for me and now is like impossible.
Sure. But, and that makes me think of also how that there are positives and negatives to everything in life. And if you look at, for instance, Allison's OCD, she's very prepared for this sort of thing. But at the same time, there are the other things that are taking up too much of her time that really tie her up. Or for me, I have ADD. So there's a lot of things that I have trouble with. But there's also a lot of benefits to that. I think that a lot of the things that I do in my life that I enjoy and that other people enjoy that I do have some rooting in that, whatever you want to call it, whether it's an affliction or just how I am.
Well, how are you handling all this free time?
By doing as much work as possible. So I also have a tendency towards workaholism. So I've been doing the Live from Lockdown daily show, and also anyone watching this that would like to let me know how you're feeling and let all of us know how you're feeling, email me at whimsicallyvolatile@gmail.com with the subject header Lockdown Feelings, and let me know how you're doing and let me know how you're coping and all of that during this time, and I'll read it on the air. So focusing on work and doing that. And of course, again, the balance thing is an issue because I have had problems in the past of working myself into the ground when I got really sick earlier this year in London, which of course we still don't know what that was. I think it was the flu, but I've never been sick like that before. So I'm really kind of eager to have at-home testing available.
Yeah.
Because I'd never been sick like that. And I just really thought it was an end result of overwork and all of that.
Well, maybe they'll use your blood to, like they're using Tom Hanks's, to fix everything.
That's true. Me and Hanks. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I could be part of the grander solution, which would be lovely. Yeah. But, we were talking also about how there's good things and bad things that are happening concurrently all the time. And it also led me to thinking about eras, though. And I'm sure we could think back to eras in both of our lives and in the world in general, where it seemed like we weren't going to get out of either a really fun, positive thing or a really negative thing, like certain relationships. But we always do. Yeah.
It is a much harder version of this too shall pass, and like it will pass, but it will be painful and people are dying. So that is harder than like a personal. It's weird because it's like, where do you balance like your personal like anxieties versus like what you're seeing in the world too? So like, will everything go back to normal? Like maybe. It's actually a good test for someone with depression and anxiety to be like, you can't control it. Like, will it? Maybe. Won't it? Who knows? Like, I am very much like, I want to be holding the wheel at all times.
Right.
And when you like cannot, how do you live? What do you do like to try to have any kind of control?
Joy as well.
Yeah.
So I think it's important in this time for everyone to focus on the things that they derive joy from. And you and I both love a deep dive, right? With everything.
Yes. And so there's been a lot of watching to completion, a lot of things, which we were saying like if you right now, if you are a completionist or you're someone who is very interested in one particular thing or a few things, it's not a waste of your time to be consuming stuff and learning and watching stuff. Even if you're like, well, it doesn't really serve me to know every single thing about The Office. It's like, yes, it does.
Like, it does,
I promise you it does. Like,
yeah. And look at our careers.
Fine.
Actually, look at our careers.
Yeah. Like, it's completely fine to like know all this stuff. I think you and I both have this this like thing which is like info dump, where like you know everything about a thing and you're just kind of sitting around waiting for someone to like bring that thing up so you can be like, oh, thank God. Like
or maybe create a show where that's basically what I do.
Yeah. So like I've been doing these queer live reads of with friends of different films, and that's been really helpful, and it's given people something to look forward to, and it's like been really fun in terms of casting different queer people in different roles that they wouldn't normally be in. And I can give you a little breaking news, which is the next one we're doing is Ocean's 11.
Fantastic.
So like, and it's all queer people, and we have like 2 women playing the George Clooney and Brad Pitt roles. So like, I'm really excited about it. And that's been super fun. But also it's nice because it's like a Zoom full of people. And at the end of it, I get to be like, okay, here's all the trivia about the movie now that you've heard it. And then I just get to like tell people, and they're interested. And it's actually served me because I've been able to put these live reads together that are helping people, that are friends of mine have been like, this is the only thing that's making me happy. This is giving me something to look forward to. The idea of like planning props and costumes and whatever, which like without this quarantine, I had always wanted to do something like this, but I was like, I'm bothering people. Or this is weird, or this is like no one's going to want to do this.
The too much thing, right? Which is a common fallacy that we buy into because we oftentimes internalize bullshit that people who are not our people throw at us. And why do they do that? Because they are irritated, jealous, upset that they cannot find such joy in things. I really feel that that's at the root of it.
And that's what's great right now. Like, if you have something now that you're like, oh, I'm actually getting a lot of joy out of this, like, minutia, or I'm getting a lot of joy out of whatever I'm doing, own that. Take that. That is your superpower right now.
Yeah, like, and it will be going forward as well.
Yeah. Yeah, I think I spent a lot of time feeling bad or weird because, you know, kids in middle school and high school were like, why are you like this?
Oh, I have a vague knowledge of that for sure. Yeah, maybe.
Yeah, or like no one cares or whatever. But the beauty of that is you don't have to live amongst those people anymore. And if you do, you have the internet. I had like the beginnings of the internet in high school, but you have the whole internet.
That's
right.
And
you're here at a Digital DragCon, so like, you must have sort of figured out where your people are.
Yes, exactly, because we are with our people. So I want to say hello again to all our people watching right now. And like you've been doing, like I love to do the movie clubs for Hot Dog Club. And of course, you can join up at Hot Dog Club at patreon.com/Craig and Friends.
Yeah.
And head on over there, check out what works for you. Of course, the movie tier option is the most sophisticated and chic option. You're a very sophisticated and chic crowd because you're watching this. And that's where you can go to Movie Club. And soon you'll be able to hear Gabby and I do a full movie club on the 1980 Jodie Foster classic Foxes. And how much fun was that to talk for 2 hours, longer than the film, about all the ins and outs of it, and then relating certain aspects of the film to our lives, etc.
Yeah, and I think like it's don't feel bad about anything that is helping you survive, because everyone is in survival mode, and there's this thing of like wanting to be productive during this time, but and I would say this even not during a pandemic, like getting through the day.
Yeah.
If you have any sort of like brain brokenness, which I'm saying lovingly.
That's a clinical term, right? So look that up on the web, because she likes to get into medical talk sometimes. Anyway.
Yeah, I'm a doctor. And so if you have anything like that, just like making it through is such an accomplishment. We have this like terrible productivity culture that if you want to be making a million things, awesome. If you're capable of doing that, awesome. But if you're like the most you can muster is like, I made eggs and I'm laying here, you did it.
Yeah, you did. And to that point as well, a lot of us have processes that sometimes result in, say, our shows or whatever we do, but it doesn't have to even be a show at the end of the day.
Right.
If your day-to-day is wildly different than your family's or your friends or whatever, it doesn't really matter. As long as it's working for you. That's all that matters. And sometimes making your day look like everyone else's doesn't work for you. So
it's very hard too with mental illness to not be in your routine. There are definitely things where I would be like, I go to this coffee shop, I get this bagel, I come home, I do this, and like your routine is very important. And like, especially with bipolar disorder, literally everything they tell you to do is suddenly not allowed. They're like, go out in nature, make a routine for yourself, try to create as much predictability in your life as possible, like all these things. And the only thing I have left is my dog. And that's it. It's just me and my dog. And I've like fully put all of my love into this tiny animal. But like, because I got him to be like, you are my friend and you love me. Yeah. And like, all these things that were normally what they would tell you to do, you know, go to the gym, whatever, all this, you can't do it anymore. Right. So what do you do and I've seen people have like really good ideas of like, okay, here's how you can work out at home. And here's, you know, all these kinds of things. But there's like different levels of privilege. And if you just want to lay in bed for a whole day, like my partner's like, I didn't respond to an email, I'm terrible. And I'm like, there's a pandemic going on. Like, it's great that you made it to the evening, you know, like.
Yeah, absolutely. No, absolutely. And that's another thing that we should really focus on. Like you've been saying, everyone should be kind to themselves, and they should anyway. And after this whole thing, continue to be, but especially right now, because we're going to be going through moods and vibes and thought patterns that we've never predicted would happen. Like there's going to be feelings that we have that we don't even recognize, you know, because what the fuck is going on right now? Who can really say in terms of the emotional impact? So with that, it's a lot to take on, you know, just like grief is a lot to take on.
It's grief.
It is. It's grief, and there's other things. There's terror. There's all kinds of things. And those of us who are older, like myself, you know, we have a larger frame of reference for bad things that have happened in the past. But everyone can think in their lives about bad things that have happened in the past. And the ultimate lesson from all of those is to remember is that you got through those. So when you're feeling lethargic, when you're feeling lazy, when you feel like you can't do whatever you want to do, whatever you're doing, it's okay, especially right now. Like Gabby said, you made it through the day, you made it through the evening. Good for you. That's really an accomplishment. Yeah.
Are you doing phone therapy?
You know, I should have started it.
Called out.
Craig talks about all these things you can do for bettering yourself, and look what he's not doing.
Called out. Breaking news. I'm the fucking Anderson Cooper, fucking Rachel Maddow of this show.
Yeah, and I'm the Carolyn, whatever the hell her name is, from Las Vegas about therapy right now. Yeah, I'm fully called out. I hope I'm not canceled. Please give me this one respite. Give me like 30 minutes to take care of this after the call.
Interesting.
I know. Gabby connected me with a terrific therapist, and I'm going to, the end of this week. Listen, I've been busy making stuff for Digital DragCon. Round of applause, ladies and gentlemen. I can't hear you.
My therapist is great. People watching, I can't recommend a butch lesbian therapist enough. Honestly, that lady will tell you what's what. She's very direct. She's very, it's nice. I don't know. I'm sure people watching are queer, but it is, I would recommend.
Wait, do you think so? Do you think with this program? I mean, other stuff you do, maybe, but.
I would recommend if you're queer, getting a queer therapist.
I think that's a very sensible recommendation.
So much. Like, it gives you such a baseline of like things to talk about. Like, you don't have to explain as much. It's just like this person contextualizes stuff in such a great way. And I think it's, in my personal experience, I've had straight therapists, and like, I just think for queer people, and I would agree like racially too, I think it's like important maybe to have a therapist that's your same race. Like, I just feel like there's a lot of stuff that like
kinship,
nuances that like I think is really important. And also specifically, a butch lady will yell at you.
See, that's perfect. And also, you know, this goes back to something that we've talked about a lot, and we kind of alluded to earlier. Your people, like-minded people, you know, your tribe. It's very important that the people that aren't your type, you don't need to be around them, especially when you get out of like a school situation where you're stuck to be around them, like you said, middle school folks and everything. It's really important to be around folks like you. Now, not to exclude every other type of person. You know, you want to be appropriately mixed.
Yeah.
But
I've reached an age, let me tell you, I'm 31. I've reached an age where like, I don't have time. Like, if you haven't learned up until now, if you're going to make me feel bad about myself, if you are going to like, and I even hate the whole thing of like, well, you got to learn different political, whatever. I'm like, if your political beliefs are like, I should die, see ya. Like, life is too short. You don't need it. I would even, don't talk back to people on Twitter. Who cares? Don't fight with them. It doesn't matter. Like,
that's a great point, by the way. I got to say, use the technique that is advised for people who have to deal with narcissist people, people suffering from narcissist personality disorder, like Donald Trump. The Gray Rock method. Do not engage. Like, you know, Cuomo is trying to do that. It's very hard in his position to do that. But don't engage because it's a waste of your energy. And actually, a lot of times people want you to stir up that negative emotion because they're mad that you're not living in the same hell that they are.
There's so much time on your hands. Do not get in any Twitter fights. Don't get in Twitter fights. Don't pick text fights.
Right.
Stop. Don't write any messages to people who have wronged you or anybody that you're trying to get back together with. Stop it.
And if you're trying to get back together with someone during this time, I don't know, that might be tricky. I remember you mentioned to me something about how your partner, who is in New York, and you were having a text exchange that went a little south or something like that. And he said something really important about having not just the compassion for yourself that we've been advising people to have and still recommend even at this minute mark, but what about the compassion that you have to extend to others and the complexity that you should afford to others?
Yeah, I think you have to extend a lot of compassion to other people right now, too. And my partner is someone who gets defensive because they've been hurt. So we were arguing about something and then they sort of did like a lash out. Okay. And if it was me a few years ago, I would have been like, well, fuck you too, or whatever. But instead, I was like, okay, what's going on? And I was like, I'm not going to take this personally. And so I called like face-to-face, FaceTime, which is all we can do right now. And I was like...
Is that why it got the name, you think?
FaceTime? Because you're putting in FaceTime. And so I was like, hey, what's going on? As soon as we were face-to-face, immediate tears. And I was like, and then I'm sad, I'm depressed. Okay, so see, like, I think, like, if someone is behaving strangely during this time, if someone is like withdrawing, if someone is being a little bit like mean or something, like you don't have to take it, but also like I think being like, okay, what's actually going on? Because this is so unprecedented. Like people might behave in a way that you've never seen before, or you don't know, or you're like, you know, you're like, oh, I didn't realize that, you know, you had suicidal ideation or like, you know, anything like that.
Because also it's hard for people sometimes to share this stuff, particularly if it's new to them, you know, like the really dark thought spirals. Even those of us who are well acquainted with those, it's not the easiest thing to reach out and say, hey, listen, I'm having one of those shitty times right now, because a lot of times we make the mistake of thinking that we're burdening people by saying, hi, I need a little bit of help.
Exactly. So if someone is doing that, I think you should assume like maybe they need a little help. Like maybe I should be a little kind and see what's going on, rather than just being like, well, I don't know, fuck it. Because somebody tweeted and was like, if people aren't texting you back right now, like, you know who the real ones are or whatever. And someone else was like, if people aren't texting you back right now, like, it's a pandemic. Like, leave them alone. You're not obligated to, like, be peppy and be involved in everything and write people back and stuff. But, like, you know, I think if you're on the receiving end of that, have a little grace and kindness, because I think everybody, even people who've never dealt with depression, might be going through a depression right now, or like,
and they don't know what that feels like.
They don't know what that is.
Yeah, exactly. So what were the tools for them? They don't even know which drawer to look in.
Yeah, and it's hard too, because I'm not depressed, but then like you're doing all the things that you would do while you're depressed. So your body is like depressed and you're like, no, I am on the couch all day and not talking to anyone, but we're not depressed. Depressed though? No, we're not. We're just...
Come on, you sure? Because like I can do this. I know how to do this.
But this seems like what you do when you're depressed. It's like, I know it seems like it. And then your body is like depressed. And then you just like, it's like, it's so hard. And then like, yeah, for someone who's never really had to deal with this, you know, like if someone's an extrovert and they deal with all their feelings by like going out to the club, and now they can't go out to the club, like they might freaking spiral.
Right. No, it's true. Yeah, there's a lot of coping mechanisms that a lot of people don't think of as coping mechanisms, but they are coping mechanisms for sure.
Yeah. Seeing your friends is a coping mechanism gone, you know.
And also, you know, do silly things that you might think are silly, but they're not silly. Like we've talked before about talking to yourself. And talking to yourself the way you should, which is the way you would talk to a close friend, a loved one, etc. I will say sweetheart to myself. I will say out loud, like, come on, sweetheart. Like,
Yeah.
it's fine, or baby, or whatever.
Yeah.
Because, listen, it works. And I'll say it into the mirror if I need to.
I pretend I'm doing it to my dog. I like hold my dog and I'm like, we're okay, honey. We're okay.
Oh, I say
like, who
we
is
sometimes
that-
when I'm talking
who
to
is that
myself in the
to?
mirror.
Yeah.
I do. Yeah.
Yeah. Who is that to? It's just me and the dog. We're okay, honey. We're okay. Who's we?
Every once in a while, I like to say aloud sometimes, or actually, if I'm in the shower and I'm singing or something, I just yell out, "Hey," in the hallway. I don't need too much now. There's not too much traffic, but I love to bug someone out because I think that the soundproofing is not so great in that wall. And it's like, you know what? If you're hearing me sing, who fucking cares?
Yeah.
So you know what? What's that thing? Dance like no one's watching. Let's do that all the time. Or like dance like they are watching and wave.
Yeah. Well, it's funny the way that neighbors have started being like, my neighbor just emailed me and was like, I bought chocolate cake. Do you want some? Like, I don't talk to this person. Like, it's like very, it's very nice because I think there is some stuff that is opening up that like, that I'm like, well, this is dark and within my like thinking and sense of humor. But I was like, oh, well, if I died in here, at least she would notice. Like, it's like, do you know what I mean? It's like, I don't know.
No, listen, pitch black humor is a wonderful thing. It is. And that's another thing to not feel guilty about too, because humor and laughing are two of the greatest aids that we have to get through anything, particularly something insane like this, so don't feel bad about that. There's a lot of stuff basically I want everyone watching to not feel guilty about.
Exactly.
Okay?
You already have the things in your brain that are telling you, get rid of what's on top of that, which is like the guilt and shame associated with it. You're already dealing with the anxiety and the depression or the bipolar disorder, the OCD, whatever it is. Like, you don't need to add another layer, which is you being like, stupid, why am I like this? Why am I like this? Get rid of that part.
Flush
it's already too much.
Yeah, exactly. And flush it because, again, that's more internalized stuff. When we go back to talking about the thing we mentioned about the processes and all that stuff, we've talked a lot about productivity. Now, I think we're both fairly productive people. I mean, you have a scad of books out there. You have 2 podcasts, the queer reimagining readings that you were talking about, a lot of stuff. Right?
Yeah.
And yet the two of us can sometimes be like, oh, I haven't really done anything. Like those are the crazy thoughts or whatever. And that's also comparing to others, the compare and despair situation. So it's huge. And so try not to do that. And now I say don't do that. And it's easy to say that. I still can slip into that from time to time. But it's just trying to be mindful of that sort of thing. Yeah.
Well, it's good now that Hollywood has shut down, so everyone I hate's dreams have died. So that's exciting for me.
See, there's silver linings everywhere.
Yeah, thank God. But yeah, I mean, it is funny that we lived in this hyper productive world where you compared yourself, and there was like FOMO and all these things. And there still is, but I feel a lot less of it now because I felt like a lot of that stuff was out of my control, which in a lot of ways it is. Like my success in my career is out of my control. But now it's like it's out of everyone's control.
But out of our control is actually, you mentioned this before, I think the out of our control part is a really great thing to get our heads around. Yeah. Because there is so much of the world that is out of our control. So what can we control? We can control how we move forward from bad times. We can control, for instance, if you've had bad times in your past or a really horrible situation that happens, because bad times, unfortunately, will continue to happen throughout our lives.
Yeah, but
nothing
this is
like
pretty
this.
unprecedented.
Well, no, hold on. Nothing like this. Hold on, nothing like this. But what I'm saying is that through every bad, horrible time, we can take lessons from that time. Now, I'm not saying that there's a wonderful silver lining to this whole pandemic, but there's things that we can take from it and fashion into good things.
Yeah.
And that's all about our determination.
Globally, I think interpersonally, this will be really hard to come back from, and I don't think that there is a silver lining in the sense of like.
Oh, I'm not saying silver lining.
I know, but I just think like it's going to be very, very, very bad, and it is very, very bad. But globally, and at least nationally in the U.S., I hope that there is a movement towards better healthcare, kicking out Donald Trump. Like I have high hopes systematically that things will get better. And like, I just talked to someone on the Bad with Money podcast about how historically after plagues, wages go up.
Okay.
So, for the average worker, I think personally it'll be devastating. And the only thing I can think of is that like, hopefully there is some sort of like structural reconfiguring that comes out of this that is better for those of the, you know, I'm
all
assuming.
Of us, really.
Yeah.
And especially those who are
left.
in dire circumstances and tenuous spots.
Right.
But back to the interpersonal thing, I'm hoping that some of the kindness and thoughtfulness that you're seeing in examples such as the neighbor offering you some chocolate cake remain with us after we're out of this horrible era.
I hope so too.
You know, because I've been talking to my
Checking on
family
your
much more
friends.
often. What's that?
Yeah, talking to your family, checking on your friends. Yeah.
Yeah.
You've been talking to your family more?
Way more, like daily, actually. And that's something I really got out of the practice of because I was traveling so much and working so much. Also, the time zone difference. And, you know, my sleep schedule doesn't ever stick to one fixed scenario. So, you know, that would slip and slide. And it's still doing that, by the way, the sleep schedule. But with the family stuff, it's been really good to reconnect with that. And I'm going to be chatting with my brother this week. We hadn't talked in a few days, but my mom and dad I've been talking to every day. And, of course, one's in Florida, one's in in Massachusetts. So that's nutty for them. But anyway, so I'm hoping that a lot of good things come out of it, but more to what I mean really is that it's what we do with that stuff.
Yeah. And if you're in a tough situation because you're like quarantined in a place that isn't healthy for you or nice to you, like really getting through every day is a huge accomplishment, and you should feel amazing about that.
Absolutely, because I'm sure that there's a lot of folks watching right now who are there with family who don't understand them. And Gabby and I want to send our love to you. I'm going to speak for Gabby right now. But,
no, that's what I was saying.
I know. I just thought it was funny. Any opportunity for a joke, and, you know, there you go. And we send our love to you, and just, you know, keep hanging in there.
You're doing amazing, Sweaty.
Yeah. I can't think of a more poignant note to close on. Do you have anything else that you'd like to add before
No.
we
I hope this was helpful in any way.
Yeah, and in any way, at least it was something to watch, right? But no, I think it was really wonderful talking to you again, Gabby. I always love chatting with you.
Of course. Thank you for having me. And thank you for at least that they're putting on a digital drag fest. That's wonderful.
Absolutely. Thank you, RuPaul. Thank you, World of Wonder. Love all the gang over there. And I hope you enjoy the rest of Digital DragCon and you're having a good day. And if not, that it turns around soon. All right? So we're going to say so long for now.
Bye.
Love you all.
Playing the game, make the world remember your name. Feel your puss down deep in your soul. Let your body lose control. Hey, kitty girl, it's your world. When you walk the street, step into the beat. Hey, kitty girl, get your club in the disco. Eat your food, get better and clean. I'm back again, so hyped, so lit, adrenaline. I'm chanting, just lost, say what? Started as a baby, now I'm all grown up. Gonna take this verse just to let you know. Never listen to the haters, be a pro. Cause I work my way, pay my dues, now I got the whole world screaming hallelujah. It's your world. When you walk the street, step into the beat. Take it, girl. Get your club. In the disco, eat your food, get out of the queen. Mirror on the wall, the fiercest of them all. Take your face, body and all. Another day, another slay. Meow, meow, savage beat. Stepping out on a mission. Get here, stay ready. The oldest factory line. Hey, kitty girl, it's your world. When you walk the street, step into the beat. Hey, kitty girl, get your club. In the disco, eat your food. Get out of the queen. Stepping in the plate, I'm tricks in the towel. Got my name in the game, better learn it well. Cause I'm the MVP, had enough to bat. And I'll go to third base, but I'd never tell that. I got bleach in the blonde like Pamela. And I'm stepping out the box like Shangela. I got long, thick legs, a tarantula. And if you call me kitty girl, I can handle ya. Hey, kitty girl, it's your world. When you walk the street, step into the beat. Hey, kitty girl, get your twirl. In the disco, eat your
Everybody, it's the end. It's the end of Digital DragCon. Wow. What a weekend, really. What a tremendous weekend of performances and panels and all the work that all these queens and performers put into making this weekend continue to happen, okay? If you want to support all these folks, head to la.rupaulsdragcon.com. There you can find a full list of all the queens and all the vendors who would have been at DragCon. Please, if you can, go support them. Firstly, if you can support them with tips, or buying some shirts, buying some merch, you know, buying all the cool stuff that people are selling at DragCon. If you can do that, that's so amazing. If you can't do that, no worries. The world is wild. You can support them in other ways, you know, like their social media, follow them, do all that great stuff to show that support and keep this beautiful world of drag going. My name is Provvidenza. I've been your host. I have loved being your host. I hope you've enjoyed me just as much as I have enjoyed you. If you have, amazing. If you have not, well, don't tell me, because otherwise I won't sleep for 8 billion years. I thrive off of validation, okay? Yikes. Anyways, DragCon isn't officially over. We have one more message from a queen we all know and love who's gonna send us off, finish this beautiful, beautiful weekend. Please give it up for Adore Delano.
I ain't never gonna stop loving you, bitch. DragCon, I love you, bitch. I ain't never gonna stop loving you, bitch. And I'm sorry. Wash your hands.
You blessed.